Am I live? Are you guys hearing me or no? Uh-oh. Okay, I think I am live. Hey guys, sorry about the backward start here. If it's okay, there we go. I'm sorry, it's just taking me a minute here to get it together. Pardon me, guys. It's because I didn't hear anything, and then yeah. sorry. Let me. I'm just fixing something on my computer right now. 1 minute, guys. It's not. It's not going very good. It's not going very good. Okay. Okay. So can you guys hear me good? Can you guys put in the chat if you guys can hear me? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You guys can hear me. Okay. All right. Cool. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for the bad start. I'm so sorry. Okay. Here we go. Now, you guys will hear some background noise just because it is hot. Summer has begun, and I need to have an air conditioner here in the guest house because in the guest house it gets very, very hot. Um, so it is going to be a bit of noise. So I apologize. If it gets to be too much, just let me know and I will change it, okay? Let me see what else. Okay, so girls trips. I want to talk about girls trips because the last few weeks we've been talking about passport bros and men traveling and uh, looking for their wives elsewhere, which we've already had the conversation about it. I won't delve too much into that right now. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Eventually, I will anyway because I don't mind repeating myself. But for now, I do want us to begin the subject at hand. Do I? Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah. There's so much stuff on my mind that I want to talk to you guys about. You guys know I'm very political, so I have a lot of politics, a lot of political things I want to speak to you guys about, but I try to keep it relationship and you know this side of the coin. But you guys know if you guys let me talk too much, you guys are gonna hear some politics. So hi Boa, welcome in Boa. He says it is 26 Celsius today. Whew, hot. Hi MS Best. Hi Thrill Beats. He says you can't trust your woman to go on a girls trip, then maybe she ain't for you. Let me get into that. Wait a minute. I'm turning more feminist as the days go by, aren't I? I'm joking. No, I'm kidding. Hi, Mr. Renegade. How are you doing? Hello. Hi, guys. Nice to see you. Hi, Clue. Welcome in, Clue. Nice to see you. Hi, Dale. Hi, Dex. Hi, Nolan. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I'm so happy to see all you guys here. And let's begin. Here, let me turn off this comment. All right. So, the last few weeks we've been talking about the passport bros. This time I want to talk about the women because a lot of people said you spend all your time talking about what men do. Why don't you speak about what women do when they travel? I am here for that. Here we go. Girls trips. What happens on girls trips? This is your little circle here. Let's just join in a little circle. Let's gossip about the bad girls. Gossip about the sleuths. About the nasty women out there. So here we go. Hi, Art of Will. Um, let's gossip about the sleuths, shall we? Now, if you guys have never had a chance to be like in a high school or be around high school girls, this is your chance. Let's gossip. Now, I heard from the grapevine that girls' trips are where women go to be sluts, absolute sluts. Now, give me a second because I want to talk about the history of the girls' trip because there was a time where women could not travel like this. There was a time when women were not safe to travel together, even alone. There was a time when it wasn't safe. So where did this stuff origin? Where is it originating from? My answer: white women. White women. You want to know why? Because the city girls did not invent the whole girls trip, hot girl summer. That was invented by white women. White women began that. And the reason I say that is because for a very, very, very long time, there has been a long secret, a very long known secret that white women used to travel to other countries. Not other countries, but they would travel to black countries like Jamaica, Haiti, doing their charity trips, right? Oh, for charity, right? They would travel to black countries, not for the scenery, not for the beaches, no. They traveled there to learn about other things and to catch jungle fever. Let's just say that. They were there for other reasons. And this has been a long known thing that white women need to travel to these countries to get banged by black men. And then go back to their own country, to their husbands, and act like nothing happened. Oh, honey, how was the trip? Ah, you wouldn't believe it was so boring. I mean, all we did was sit around and give out charity and paper towels to all the poor children in need, when in truth, those paper towels were used to clean up the mess that they had made just a few minutes before. So, the whole idea of a girls' trip, this did not start with the city girls, the city girl movement. This did not start with that. Just like the passport bro movement did not start with the new passport bros. This has been a thing. It's been a thing. It's just under a new name. So, you ask, what happens on girls' trips? Well, somebody asked me a while back, would your husband let you travel to another city, another area alone with your women folk, your girlfriends, what have you? And I said no. And the criticism that I received for that was, well, then your husband doesn't trust you. Your husband doesn't believe that you can't be without him and be faithful. Right? Isn't that the case? That if your man doesn't trust you where he can't see you, then that means he doesn't trust you at all. Because that's what was said to me. I know, sorry guys. I don't like to say like vulgar word. I'm trying not to be vulgar. So I just said that word. I don't know. I think that word is so vulgar. I don't know. But that's what happened. It's like I was criticized because my husband does not allow me to go on girls' trips. Now, even if he did allow me to, I still wouldn't. Do you want to know why? Because no one hates women more than women. No, I'm joking. Well, that is true. But no, that's not the reason why. The reason why I wouldn't go on a girls' trip, and I didn't even do it before I was married, was because women, traveling with women, I can't. I'm biased, right? I'm biased because you guys know I hate women, right? I'm the hater of women. I can't be around women longer than 5 hours. I'll give you 5 hours. 5 hours. After 5 hours, I'm out. I'm like, all right, guys, it's been nice. I gotta go. But girls' trips, you go to another place where you can't see anybody but them, and you go to it. God forbid, if you go to a country where no one else speaks English, then you're going to go with them. You're going to a place where you have to depend solely on them to be with you. I can't do it because women are dumb. I'm looking for a better word. Women are stupid. I'll tell you why. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this in a very factual, matter-of-fact manner. Women are stupid. You try to travel with a woman where it's just women by themselves. Women will be like, wait, I don't have my wine glass with me, but if I did, they'll be drinking. Woo! Let's go to over here. Oh, that bar looks cool. Oh, let's go over there. Not even knowing that that's a cartel's nest. They're nesting over there. And then they go over there. Oh, look, the bad boys. Ooh. And it's like, I can't. No, thank you. No, thank you. Have you seen women when they're on vacation? Me and my husband have traveled, and we would see women who were out by themselves, a group of them. A group of women, silly, dumb, drunk, all kinds of things, going around in dangerous places they don't understand. They don't have any protection. They don't know what to do if something actually happens. None of them have street smarts. None of them are street smart. It is just a bad situation all in all. And another thing, there's always going to be a loose girl in your group. There's always going to be the group slut. There's always going to be the group what have you. So this is something I stay away from, and most women in my culture stay away from. Most women in my culture do not do these kind of things because for some reason, women And you know what? I'm not going to say that it's just women. It's probably men too, but I'm not a man, so I don't know. But let me ask men. I'll ask you guys, you men. Oh, you men. When men are together alone, do the men tend to revert back to their I guess you could say natural instinct, savage like state? Do men do that too? Because that's what women do. Women do. And it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look the same as it does for men, but it's still nonetheless an instinctual savage like state where it's like if women are naive when they're with their men, they get even worse when they're all together. Does that make sense? If women are oops, if women are I see you, Rush. Rush Limbo. Rush Limbo. Okay. If women are stupid and talk too much when they're with their men, that is multiplied by 5 when they're together in a group. Everything that men hate about women is multiplied by, you understand, when they're all together. I mean, I know a lot of people say I hate women. I get it. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, guys. Happy Mother's Day. I am happy to be back here. I am happy. I took a break for a very long time because I needed to get my stuff together. I needed some therapy. I see you, Rush Limbaugh. Give me 1 minute. But the thing is, I needed some therapy. I needed some time because things get crazy over here, guys. Things get really crazy on this side of YouTube. Um, the passport hose, passport hose, and that's the thing that I'm saying. Okay, so let me ask you guys one more thing about this. Somebody said it depends. It depends on what? Who are you? Yes, thank you. MS Best, insufferable. Women are insufferable, and I know that I'm a woman too. Don't let you guys forget. I know that I'm a woman who identifies as a man, but I'm a woman. I understand that I'm a woman, and I understand that I can be annoying, and I understand I probably have the chipmunk voice. I probably talk too much when I don't even realize it. I'm a woman. I know, and this is the reason why I say I know I'm annoying, and then I have to deal with other women who are annoying too. I just can't. I can't do it. Can't do it. Ameera, I see you have done the maths. It's not even about math. The first women who took their passports and left this country were those white women looking for black, brown, yellow, and red colored fallacies, jingle bells, banana leaves. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. These were the first women that took their passports, like the passport bros. These are the passport hoes. Sorry. Passport hoes, passport bros, passport hoes. These are the same people that did this. This did not start with the city girls, and this is why I hate with all my might that these type of immoral things are now being labeled as a black community thing. And you see, now it's being labeled as a black thing. All these immoral things are now labeled as black things. Passport bros. No matter how much you guys want to disagree with me, no matter how much you guys want to say, who are you, Ameera, to criticize? No matter how much you guys want to do that, you can't reject the fact that I am a conservative. I am a Muslim woman. I come from conservative background. I don't come from let's travel and let's go have sex and then come back to the country. I don't come from that. So it would be hypocritical for me to support that, whether it be men doing it or women, and still say that I'm a conservative, moral woman. I don't care how much you guys criticize me for that because I can't support it as, with my moral code. I can't do it. But no one is to say that you can't do it. I'm just not going to support it. That's all. Like I said, I loved it in the beginning when I thought it was about marriage, but now I see it's not. Now the same thing with women. Women going around and getting banged out and coming back is the same thing. Is it true that women need to, when women are alone, that they tend to, make the goat cheese with other men when they're not in the presence of their husbands? I don't know. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. And that's not me holding any secrets, guys. I mean, for some people who want to say, like, oh, she's just not going to tell us the secrets. No, it's not that. It's not even a secret. I don't know that because I don't hang around women who do stuff like that. But I've seen it. Let's just say that. I've seen it. Just being on trips with my husband, and we can see the women, we can see what they're doing. And I'm sure that a lot of these women have husbands or men back at home, and they get somewhere far away and tend to forget who they are, whose property they are, because women are property. No matter how much people disagree with that, too, women are property, absolutely. And should be treated as such. Is that Canadian born Nigerian? Hi, Canadian. How are you? Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time. The link is in the chat, guys. I want to have a panel, and I do understand that last week. I see you, Rush. I'm gonna bring you up in 1 minute because I just want to tell them this, and then I'll bring you right up. I understand that last week I was trying to put the link in, but I realized that the link was not showing up. So it was my fault that there was no link. I apologize, guys. I apologize. That's why this week I figured it out. Hello, Rush. How are you? You're on mute.
Yo, what up? What up? What's good with you? Exile. You know what I mean?
Hi, Rush.
Ameera, right?
Ameera.
Word. Yeah. I mean, yo, you definitely dropping some gems right now, man. Cause yo, when chicks go out of town, they go to them girls trip. You best believe they getting their backs broken. Then you heard?
Oh, I did not say that, guys. I did not say that. That was him. That was him. Don't get me canceled, Rush.
Yeah. You see how chicks do, fellas. Look, she ain't gonna break that girl code. You heard? She gonna keep her secrets to the grave. You heard?
It is not a code, I swear. But look, I did admit that I have seen it. I have seen it. So I like I said, I just haven't been in the situation to have it happen in front of me. That's why I say I don't know. But I have seen it with my own eyes. Women flirting with the neighborhood talent. You know, like we go to places like, where did we go? We were in Mexico. Me and my husband were in Mexico, Rush. And in Mexico, there was these white women. Now, you know, these women are not from Mexico because they were speaking Spanish like, hola, como está? They were like, hi, guapo. I was like, did they just call him Grapo? Rapo? Is that what they called him? They were trying to say different words in Spanish, but that's the way they said it because they're white. Now, these women, Rush, they were at the bar drinking heavily. You can understand what it looks like. Sweaty, drinking heavily, hair all oily, waiting for one of those Mexican men, big buff, you know, bartenders, to basically take them to the bathroom. Do you understand what I'm saying? Tell me.
I exactly know what you're talking about. A lot of times, when these women they go out of town like that, they are automatically sexually charged because they know there's a huge disconnect between their counterpart. I mean, and a lot of times they're planning those trips like everything's premeditated, man. They already know how they're gonna step out on if they're in a relationship or in a marriage. You know what I mean? Because they ready to get their backs broken in, man. It
Oh
is what
my
it is, man.
God!
You know
Let's
what I
get
mean?
you up out of here. We gotta get him up out of here. Go. No. Rush, you're gonna get me killed. You're going to get me. Look, Rush, let me ask you a question. I asked the chat the question, but I didn't see the answers. Now let me ask you. Do men revert, like when men are in a group, yeah? Let's say men go to Mexico or, Cuba, Puerto Rico, whatever. If men are in a group together, do men revert back to their instinctual savageness, or do men tend to be the same person that you know from back home in other places?
It depends on his caliber. Like if he that automatically gets chicks like that, yeah, it's going down. But if it's a dude in a long term marriage, a lot of times it don't really go down like that because men don't get the same amount of traffic as female do. If you understand what I'm saying, I
I
mean, so
understand.
it's always a lot easier for the female to step out because they're already sexually charged for it, and two, you know what I mean, you got a lot of, you know what I mean, wolves out there that's ready to devour the sheep. You heard?
Did you just call us sheep? Did you just call us sheep, Mr. Rush? Do I look like a sheep to you? I'm kidding. Mr. Rush, let me ask you this. Also, since you're here and I didn't get a chance to have a panel last week, I want to ask you this. What do you think? Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Sook. Sook, thank you so much. Gave me $2.99. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Sorry, and I did see Clue also left a super chat. Let me go up, up, up. I missed it. Oh no. Oh, here it is. Thank you so much, Clue, for the $5 super chat. He says, "Long time no see, Lioness." Thank you so much, Clue. So I want to ask you, since I have a man here, I need the men to give me an answer. What do you think about what I said about the passport bros and my moral code and not supporting it because of my moral code? It's not that I'm trying to be against men, because everybody knows I am an MRA, a men's rights activist. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows I hate women. I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying to be nice. I hate women. But I just hate spoiled women. I'm not going to be mean to the women. I hate spoiled, entitled, lazy women who don't care to listen to their husbands, who don't care to all of that. That's what I hate. But I want to ask you, do you think I was out of line for my views on the passport rules? Be honest.
No, I mean everybody has a right to have their personal opinion. Our ancestors fought for that in the land of in America. So nah, I don't think you're wrong. But I do think that you don't understand um the severity of dudes is being deprived from feminine energy. You know what I mean? That's why they going out overseas to try to find that. You know what I mean? Now, the because I lived out the country for about 2 years. You know what I mean? I lived in
What country?
Central America, Panama. You know what I mean?
Panama.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
nice.
every other weekend I catch the bus to go to Costa Rica, chill out there with my girl, come back and do my thing in Panama. You know what I mean? And the attitude is totally different. The attitude and the vibe is totally different from uh the people from out here. You know what I mean? Not just the women. It's just just the people in general. The vibe is different, man. Everybody's chill and everybody is more their focal point within their lifestyle out there is the nuclear family. They're real big on that. You know what I mean? And I thought, I thought that was dope. You know what I mean? Totally different. And plus the females, you know what I mean? They was cool. Like they was, you know what I mean? They
They're
was down to
relaxed,
clean your
right?
crib. Yeah, they're nice. They was down to clean your crib, cook for you, and all that. You know what I mean? Now, like I wasn't crazy enough to be like, yo, I'm gonna, I'm gonna spend my 20,000 to get it back to the States. I'm a man. Nah, it was none of that. But it was cool though, because what I could get out there, I could do it out here in the States too. Know what I mean?
But that's where my question comes in, and it's true what he says, guys. A woman, you can tell if she's feminine if she doesn't get offended if you ask her to clean your house. Like if she doesn't get offended and say, "I'm not your maid," that's a feminine woman. Because most feminine women, you won't even have to ask them to clean your house; they will clean your house. If they see something that needs to get done, they will come to your house and do it. But anyway, that's not the point. The point was, you said that the women are different. You said that you went to enjoy and you're not going to spend the money, the 20 grand to do all the visa and all of that. Why do it in the first place? If you are just going to go there, enjoy the woman, and then come back with no woman. Because you're technically doing the same things that the men do here, whereas they get a woman, use her goods, and then they let her throw her back into the ocean. Just like the fishing, when you fish, you get her, you enjoy, you take the picture, and then you throw it back into the ocean. That's pretty much what I see happening. Now I'm asking you, why?
Like I said, man, the you know what I mean? I could understand why. Like I don't really have that problem. You know what I mean, but I can see. You know what I mean? Certain
No,
behavior
I do.
patterns, certain behavioral patterns out here from the states with the females. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not soothing. So dudes, you know what I mean, they will go out the country to find that. You know what I mean? And plus, you got to think feminism too, the leftist feminist movement too, because they kind of dismantle, you know what I mean, the whole thought process of having a nuclear family. You know what I
I
mean?
understand that, Mr. Rush, but you're not answering my question. My question is, why go there, use those beautiful feminine women, those beautiful soft women, use them, and then come back and not bring, you know what I mean? It's almost as if it's like saying there's a paradise over there, right? There's paradise. There's the best food and everything. You had the money to invest in it, but you didn't. Why didn't you?
because one, okay, you don't know me, so I'm gonna say this: like, I'm not an advocate for marriage. I'm never gonna get married, and I don't want to ever have kids. That's the reason why I ain't do it. I mean,
I you, let's get you up out of here. Let's get you up out of here. I can't believe you said that. How could you say that? I don't understand, Mr. Rush, because there are people with very bad genes who are happy to have children, but yet we have the people with the good genes and they're saying they won't have children. Why?
yo, there's many factors that come with it from my perspective, but I'm not trying to get personal. You know what I mean? This panel's
Okay,
not
okay.
about me. You know what I mean?
Okay. I know. I do that, and I'm glad you stopped me because I have a habit of wanting to know more. Because I mean, this is what we do. This is what we do over here. We're a group. I know the majority of the people in the chat, and we talk, we fight, we laugh. I mean, this is just what we do. And how long have you seen the Lapeef Network?
I've been following Lapeef for a ill minute, and shout out to Chaotic Truth, man. That's my right hand man. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So I've been following Lapeef because of him. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Soup, for the super sticker, the 199. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's so cute. And thank you again, the Baron Experience. Hi, Baron. He says, can I join the panel? The link is in the chat. It should be pinned to the top of the chat. If not, just scroll up and it should be there. I'm welcoming anyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Rush, for joining me. And is there anything you want to say before I go?
yeah,
If you
man.
want to, if you want, you can stay because I'm going to bring up another person. If you want, you can stay, but it's going to be a
No,
panel.
no, no, it's cool. I just wanted to chop it up with you real quick. Know what I mean, yeah, man.
Thank
My
you.
last word is, you know what I mean, stay sucker free is my campaign. So stay sucker free. You heard? I'm out. One.
Thank you so much, Rush. Hi, Canadian. How are you? What's wrong? What's wrong, Canadian?
Listen to the conversation. I'm shaking my head. I'm like, what the hell am I
Why?
listening to?
Why?
How want I put this? When I hear this, I talk about the passport, bro. I start to scratch my head. Like, do anybody know the history behind it?
Let's
Because
see.
me being an IT guy, I like to put date and stamp onto it. For example, social media started around 1998, 1999, which is correct. The idea of passport bro started in the 15 and 60s with the first group of military people after they serve out their term in the military after maybe 20 or 30 years. And they choose not to come back to the States, so they relocate in the Philippines or Thailand or Japan, whatever that supposed to be. That was the first group. The second group are immigrant, mostly the Africans, that I have seen throughout the 80s. They come here, they're citizen, they got a home here, but every while, maybe every 2 or 3 months, they travel out to be out for 2 or 3 months and they come back. Their wife is at home, but they come here and work. They take their money, take back over there to start businesses. Now, when people talk about path per bill, it depends on what we're referring to because there's a guy which is mostly military, then IT, then immigrant, where they have a huge amount of money. Now, I don't want to talk about Papa being basic sexual. That's more like the Papa female. Remember the movie How Stella got her groove back when she go to Jamaica to get her groove on? They did a movie about people going to Tanzania, go to African country, as sex
I see you,
tourism.
Baron.
So they need to
No,
be careful
Canadian.
when they want to talk that.
Canadian. Wait. That was white women who began that. Okay.
I know,
We cannot get that confused. We must
I know.
also say the origins of that, and that started back in what, the 60s. The
Hmm.
white women traveling to different countries to do that. Now, when okay, the reason I say that it is sex tourism, I know you're probably going to disagree with me because it seems like you are supportive of the passport bros. The reason I say
Hmm.
that is basically sex tourism is because there is no firm, what's it called? Why do my English fail me every time I want to speak to you guys? Every single time. There is no, not motivation. There's no purpose. I guess you could say purpose. There's no set purpose for the traveling. I'll give you an example. What I thought in the beginning was that passport bros got their passport in hand and they said, I'm not going to settle for what's here. I don't have to settle for this if I don't want to. And I agreed with that. They said, we're going to get our women elsewhere. And I agreed with that vehemently, whatever. I agreed with it. And then I thought it was for marriage because the men said we're going to get our wives somewhere else. Now, when I brought this up, I got criticized and said, this is not about marriage, Ameera. Who told you this is about marriage? This is about men enjoying feminine, beautiful women in different countries. It's not about marriage. If it's not about marriage, then it is sex tourism. Do you disagree?
Now, let me break that one down. I get your point, but it's not the matter of them doing it. Because let people have done their research and done their homework correctly, correctly, unlike a bunch of lame, tech-savvy people. And a lot of international business that have been created by mostly African-American, African Caribbean overseas. If it's not in South America, it's in Africa. If it's not in Africa, it's in Japan. If it's not in Japan, it's the Philippines. A lot of these brothers out here who had huge amount of income or revenue are trying to establish international business. When they make their turf over there, chances is they find someone there to get out and they stay there. They don't even come back unless it's for business purpose or to make some deals to make sure whatever source or supply they need eventually where they need to go to. That is a huge majority of people who are business minded. They end up getting married, they end up having a family. Now you have a small group of those who go out there just to, I don't know, to sow the royal oats, so to speak. And they're the one that more likely to be targeted the most, who either get swinged or they got played or they get hurt in that fight. Because I traveled a lot since I was a kid. If that's the case, I'm a passport bro. I had 2 passports. If that was the case. But the thing is, I get you some point. I'm trying to paint the picture. What they're referring to for sector, they are the small minute group of those who want to go out there to either show off or play their finance the celebrity. Remember, you have these rap artists who claim they travel around the world and do XYZ. They copying what they see on TV compared to those who are well versed. I can tell people throughout the 90s and 2000s, before you travel outside this country, find someone who know that area you're going to and get information first before you go into another country. I have no idea how the laws really are, because going to Brazil, I will find someone out here in the city, in New York City, who's been to Brazil, who grew up in Brazil, to give me the heads up so I could be prepared. I'm not gonna go to Brazil and think.
You're bringing up a whole different point, which I believe the chat.
I get the point, but sectorism is the idea of it being inflated because, for one, yes, there are guys who are doing it, but it's not huge. That's the problem.
Okay.
Just like your country, there's laws in your country that prevent those things from happening. All right.
All right.
So how you go to another nation that have a government set in place and think you can do something without the repercussion behind it? You know what I'm trying to point out? I got family in Nigeria, so I understand when people tell, it's like you're painting a picture about something that you don't have no idea, you've never been out there, so you understand what's going on over there. So I can't just say it's all sex first.
Respectfully, I do not appreciate that, because for people to come to me and tell me, you have no idea, you don't know, do you know anyone? Does anybody know? Do you have to have a cat to know what a cat is? Do you have to be a feminist or know a feminist to know what feminism is? This is not the point, because even if you do know one, that doesn't mean that that represents the totality. So just knowing one is not a proper rebuttal to my argument.
I'm not knowing one, there's the community behind. That's what I'm saying. It's not that I know.
But there's no way, sir, for a person to know exactly everybody in it. Yes, Mr. HR.
I get your point. I get where you're coming from, because when I hear that,
did I say something wrong, HR?
No,
did I do something wrong? No, not you, Mr. Canadian. HR just showed up. The network's HR just showed up, and sometimes they do that when I've caused a foul, when I've done a foul. Did I commit a foul, HR? Am I okay? And he comes and he's quiet. Oh my God, the mystery is killing me. The mysteriousness of it all is killing me.
I get the thing. Because I talk to my community and I hear people say such thing, and they look at me like, where did nonsense come from? Because, for one, I'm a guy who got connection in my country, and I got connected with other community of other people who live outside this country, and I try to make business, and that's most of the case that people who want to transition over and not trying to stay here after that.
Understandable. I want to get Mr. Barron in on this as well. Mr. Barron, welcome. Um, there's many topics going on right now. The reason why this topic is being brought back up is only because last week I was doing something wrong. I wasn't getting the link to the people. So this week I actually get the response from the people. I didn't get a chance to have it last week. This is why it's being brought up. But if you want to respond to what the topic is today, which is girls trips or passport bros, please feel free, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You have
Oh,
an
okay.
echo almost like a godlike, but that's all right.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was listening to your conversation with I know, yeah, I know, Black David. Yeah, he's call him Nigerian Canadian. Yeah, I'm Nigerian as well, so the accent kind of stands out. Uh, yeah, the first of all, with the passport bros, I think he first started with men that are genuinely fed up with Western women, and then they went, they try to find women, other women who are better women, feminine women, overseas. But the thing is, since the beginning of time, men have always traveled to other countries for pleasure. I mean, that's never been like, yeah, it's like when people say, I'm going to Dubai. You know that when a female says she's going to Dubai, she's going there for shopping, picture, sightseeing. Like, when a bunch of dudes say, okay, we're going to Brazil or we're going to any South American country, they're not going there for sightseeing. I mean, there are things that kind of goes without saying. So, but those men and then the men that are actually looking for feminine women kind of got entangled, and now it's like a mash up, and now we are kind of lumping those guys that are looking for something genuine to the guys that are looking for something that is just for a fun vacation. So when people say I'm going to Vegas, they are not going there for sightseeing. I mean, so yeah, so that's, I mean, I know that you have a problem with, the other guys that are going there to, sleep with women, but there are countries that specifically designed, like there is an economy built on men, overseas men coming to their countries for that. I mean, when you go to India, they have like a street that is just filled with brothels, and it's okay. And it's okay, yeah. Prostitution is very legal. There is a street, not just a place, a street that is just brothel. So yeah, so that is men have always done that.
So you have possibly been the person to break that down the most clear that I have had thus far in the last 3 weeks of me getting dragged through YouTube. I've been dragged by my hair through YouTube for the last 3 weeks, but nonetheless, you have been probably the one to explain it the clearest because you said that this is two groups of men being lumped into one. You have ones that are not serious and going there to basically do the sex tourism thing and
And that's
enjoy the
where,
neighborhood.
yeah, and that's where when you find criticism, people will criticize the men that are going there to find wives, confuse that with the men that are going there to sleep with the women.
I wasn't really confused about that. I was confused about the ideology. Now, the ideology said, well, supposedly, I thought it said that the men are going there to find wives that are not these feminists. So, my idea, this is my question to you. My question is, why find these wonderful, great women, these beautiful, feminine, fit, and all this? Why find all these beautiful women if all you want to do is use them and then come back to your home country? Because if you are serious about enjoying a feminine woman, then you would invest in your future instead of just using them and possibly creating a new single mother in another country, creating a heartbroken woman if you guys actually she fell for you or had feelings for you. You are basically doing the same thing that ruined the Western women. Now you're doing it to those women that you say are so beautiful, feminine, and sweet. You're doing the same things that you're doing to the Western women.
So which men are you talking about? The men that are going there to actually find real relationships, or the men that are just going there to have
Well,
fun
of
with
course, if
women?
the men are actually finding real women, of course,
Uh-huh.
that wouldn't be the issue.
No, so I'm asking you,
Clearly,
which men are you talking about? The
no,
question you're
clearly, I'm
asking me.
speaking about those that are just going there
Okay.
because I'll tell you something, Mr. Barron. I was dragged through the mud because I said it was about marriage.
Yeah.
Someone came to me, one of the men came to me, yelling at me, telling me that I'm ignorant and stupid because I didn't know that Passport Bros is not about marriage. So If I'm so dumb to ever think that it was about marriage, then it must be sex tourism. And if other people are coming to me and telling me that it's about marriage, then what is the real truth behind the ideology? What is the true meaning of the ideology? Is it about marriage or is it about sex tourism?
Why can't it be both?
Because they don't coincide. This is not
No,
marriage
but
and sex
yeah,
tourism aren't
no,
the same
because we are
things.
talking about two groups of people that are that want to get two different things. Now, yeah, with the sex, yeah, some men they do the sex tourism. That is, yeah, that is now whether you think that is or right or wrong. Like I said, there are countries that the government have actually designed for this kind of stuff to happen, and the women are they know that okay, I'm selling myself to this overseas man. They take precautions. They take. I mean, it's not like what other countries do you see that have these astronomical numbers of baby mamas? Only in the West. Well, I don't know. Only yeah, because
Yeah,
they know what
yes.
time it is. Like these women, they know what time it is. They take care of themselves. They mostly don't have oops babies. Yeah, I know of some like yeah. I travel a lot. I travel to back to my home country. I do that a lot and some men they will just come there for yeah they will just come there for the women and these
So
women they know what is going on. It's not like the likelihood of you getting a baby out of sex tourism that is extremely low. They don't the women they don't usually they have a different mindset and like I said the government has actually created a system where there's an economy that is built
that
on
was
this
how
sex
I'm
tourism.
sorry. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, one moment, Mr. Brown. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Prime, that's what I was speaking about. I was
Yeah.
speaking about the
Why
people who are
not
making the
talk
reaction
about
videos
all
calling
married
me
guys on YouTube,
calling me
please?
stupid and all of that. I'm not sure who you
Is
were
this the
talking
guy?
about.
Oh,
No. Hi,
okay.
Black Dragon, how are you?
Let me rebuttal that one because there's a multiple channel on YouTube that have people who actually live abroad.
Yes.
They're from the US and they have family out there. This is why
There's nothing
I
wrong with
said
that. That's not what I was speaking about at all. I
I
wasn't
get
speaking
it,
about that.
but I was speaking to the two different groups. The problem was he said, "Course, they got back together in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. Do you know how many foreigners that live in our city? They
Yeah,
find their
we
wife
are.
there and
Yeah,
they start in business. It's a known thing throughout for more than 20 years, long before social media.
Mhm.
So when people are doing this thing, like let you know the history, let you go to the country and find black-owned businesses in country that you never expect them to have. But how they come about.
Let me respond to something really quickly, Mr. Canadian. I see a comment. He says, "What's wrong with traveling, having new experiences, and smashing women?" This is this kind of
you will
argument.
be
This is
going
not
to
the
spend time.
this is not the argument. A lot of people don't understand what we're actually speaking about, so they just think, "Well, what's wrong with it?" It's like that. We're not saying anything is wrong with it. We're speaking about an ideology and trying to understand what is it actually about. Is this about marriage? Is it about, is it about doing what you said, just
But
enjoying and new
but
experiences?
two
So
ideologies can exist in the same space though. Like it's
I
not.
disagree with that.
I don't even think it's an ideology. It's just these two groups of men have existed. Some men they have been traveling around the world to find something different, to find something. Oh shit! I think my camera died. Oh, can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, it's frozen, but we can hear you.
Oh yeah, these two men have one. They go around trying to find something different, a, a different kind of woman to settle down with, and then you have other guys that just go to other countries to sleep with women. Those two types of men have been in existence since the beginning of time. Like I don't understand why now is being why is now being like a problem for people. These men have been in existence. Yeah, I mean they call themselves passport bros now, but back in the day, yeah, like Black David said, yeah, when you come to I've seen yeah, one of my business partners is married to a white man and they are living in Nigeria. So he came over
Mr.
there.
Mis- Mr. Barron, it's not about
Yeah.
something being wrong with it. This is why
No,
people
I
are not
understand.
understanding. There's nothing being wrong, and we're just trying
Mhm.
to get to the bottom of the ideology. That's all. It's just a simple get to the bottom of the ideology, because if it is
So you
this,
think
then
that two
that's
things cannot be, those two things cannot exist in
well.
one space, is what you're
That's
saying.
almost like saying. That's almost like saying. I'll give you an example. It's almost like saying I'm going looking for hoes
Mm-hmm.
versus I'm going and vetting a woman to be my wife. Those things do not coincide. I
But
mean,
those
unless
men,
you're
but
vetting
those
a
men
hoe
that
to be
say,
your wife.
yeah, but those men are not saying, the men that are saying I want a hoe to sleep with, they are not saying I want a wife. The ones that are saying, the ones that want a wife are saying I want a wife. The ones that want hoes are saying they want hoes. So
So are they
those,
all? So
yeah.
would passport bros put them under the same thing? Just to say, like,
I think yeah, people, and I think it's easy for people to just lump them, for people, especially the people that criticize the passport bros. Passport bros, I don't even know why they call themselves passport bros. They kind of put
it's
themselves in a
sex
corner.
tourism. Sex
Yeah,
tourism
so
with the possibility of marriage. I'll make it simple for the passport bros. It's sex
but that is
tourism
not,
with the
no, 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 but
possibility.
no,
One minute, with the
yeah.
possibility that marriage might happen. That's all that is. Oh, Mr. Black Dragon, you
Yeah,
wanna?
yeah. I mean, that's kind of going to be the closest thing. I mean, I don't know if it's quote unquote sex tourism, but at the same time, I don't know how anyone gets married without first having sex and dating. So I'm not sure how that works. If you're going to look for a wife overseas, then usually you're going to have to date her, or that usually comes with sex, and then that usually comes with vetting, and then if you decide that you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, then you usually get married.
Sure. Then I guess I just don't exist. I
Let me
guess
just ask,
people like me
let's
don't
make it simple.
exist.
Let me make it simple. But he's saying it's India that have a economy for that.
Hmm.
Japan had it. Australia had it. Holland had it. A lot of these other foreign countries, they know people have been traveling for the ages for those type of things, and they had a particular place for that. That been known for ages. It's not new. But what he said, Barrington is totally correct. There are two different groups. That thing applied to me as well. But I don't like the fact that they are merging that particular group with the other group that have been establishing the international economy, that building business for people in case they don't want to find a job here, they find somewhere else, they find it more lucrative over there than here. So when you try to paint everybody the same brush, or you don't know the history, it kind of like lack of proper education coming into play.
That's offensive because you don't need an education to understand something so
No,
simple as a hashtag
when
passport.
I meant that, when I meant by that, I'm talking about if you have not been traveling, seeing things for what it is, you only been here and you just see things on social media and you just based on that, you have no place in saying this is exactly what it is unless you have been out there and you understand it.
Mr. Canadian, 1 minute. You're
Yeah.
speaking to a person who has lived in five or six countries, been to many more than that, who has traveled. I'm not some person who is just sitting in my corner of YouTube and making assumptions. 1 minute, I'll finish. I'll be quick. I'll be quick.
Who like
1 minute.
just
Give me 1 minute, Mr. Canadian. I'll be fast. I'll be fast. I promise. When it comes down to the so-called education about a passport, bro, I mean, the education is clear. Sex tourism has always existed. Just because people put a new hashtag on it does not make it something so new and innovative. That's not there's no education or law degree that I need to figure out the motivation of hashtag passport bro. So when people come to me, not just you, Mr. Comedian, but when people come to me and say, you're uneducated, you just don't know, you should get out there and travel and then you would know. First of all, I lived in Colombia for 4 years. Honduras for 2, the Middle East for a different amount of time, England, well, now they call it UK. I've lived in these places. I'm not someone who's so stupid who doesn't know the world. So, I mean, what I'm saying is that the ideology doesn't make sense, but that is okay. At this point, I have divested from it because if it has anything to do with just sex tourism, I couldn't support it because of my own moral code as a Muslim woman. I don't believe in that kind of immorality, and I believe in more conservative values. And if that is what it's about, then I will have no parts of it, and I will not support it no longer. But if the ideology is, well, why can't men just go out and have fun? What's the problem? Why is it a problem? It's not a problem. It's just something that I'm trying to figure out so that if I know if I can support it or not.
I don't think it's ever been about men going out and having fun. I think the original concept was that dating modern women in the Western world has become entirely too difficult because their standards have become unrealistic, and that these men are looking for other different types of women, Eastern women. With more traditional values that they can appreciate, because most men, even in the Western society, are still traditional and believe in traditional values, but modern women don't believe in that anymore. So rather than trying to waste their time dating and breaking their backs at only to work a job and only to try and date someone who's unappreciative of that, they fly out of they fly out of the country and they try dating globally and internationally. They can take what money that they do earn and stretch it in different other places and live a different lifestyle rather than just deal and tolerate with the consistent like disrespect and things like that that they have to deal with here in this country. So it wasn't about going there just to have fun. It was pretty much a rebellion against modern day dating and all of the crap that your typical average male had to deal with in trying to court a woman or date.
That's what I agreed with. See, what you're saying is how I met the passport bros when they were serious and talking things like that. And that's when I was like, no man should ever be forced to settle, because all these women always say, I have to settle for these type of men. And so what? When the truth is, the men are the ones who are settling, not the women. So I agree completely with that. Exactly what you said. I was like, yes, no man should ever have to settle for this rubbish that's going on in this country. No man should have to. But now, like I said, just a few 2 weeks ago, men
Mhm.
came and told me the opposite. Black Dragon, they came to me and telling me it's not about that. It's about enjoying. It's about if I want to have fun, I can have fun. If I don't want, if I, and a lot have said we enjoy the women and we come back to our country. And I said, okay, that's just sex tourism. There's nothing new under that. It's cool. What I want to ask you guys this: what about women doing it? What about the women? The women grab their passports too, in hand, hop on planes, and go to exotic countries, exotic islands, and do the same thing that men are doing today. What do you think about this? And do you believe that? Um, I'll maybe answer that question first, and I'll move on to the whole relationship status. What do you think about women doing the same thing?
Usually they're the ones getting the trips paid for, not usually doing the paying. Number one.
Wait, on a girl's trip? You
on
think
on
so?
any
On a
on any trip. If you're think about how many men in the world have enough money to just buy a plane ticket for a girl that's pretty enough and can take a PTO for 8 or 16 hours to go for a weekend or whatever, had a chance to meet a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever, what have you. Yeah, they'll do it. I'm pretty sure it happens. I'm pretty sure it's more common than not. Women
Let me ask you.
get flown over all the time as arm candy to an award show, to a special event. Happens all the time.
I want to ask you, if you met a woman and you found out that she has taken a girl's trip before, doesn't mean that she, well, I'll leave that up to you, and that's up to
Okay.
your mind. Would
Okay.
you still take her seriously as a possible potential wife?
That is
Canadian?
a that's a good. I mean, that's a good question, right? It just depends on what how serious the relationship is, right? If we're just like maybe starting out dating, then of course she's still gonna want to do her own thing with her girls. If we're in a committed relationship, then most of the trips are gonna be me and her. So we'll build on that. When we're together, then it's gonna be us together. But when we're single and we're just starting out, then yeah, she's gonna probably do her thing, and I'm probably gonna do my thing as well until we're more committed than that and taking that bigger step.
So you don't mind if she's had a past, basically. You're like, as long as when she's with me, things are different.
No, no, I can't. I cannot. I can't judge a past because mine is 10 times worse.
Well,
Well, that's why CBN's laughing because he knows what I'm talking about.
well then, Mr. Canadian, same question to you. You find a woman, she has been on girls trip, you found out, you see maybe on her Facebook or what have you, social media, that you saw that she traveled, oh, I don't know, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, with her girlfriends to Jamaica. and you found out that she was there for a week or two, and do you still take her seriously after knowing that she went there with a group of women by herself?
Heck no. And I have a reason why. For one, she's traveling outside the country. I don't know who she meet out there. God forbid we go together, go to another particular country, do pop up, see her with me, and be like, hey, I haven't heard outside the US. That kind of like, kind of embarrassing. I'm not ready for that. So I want to prevent I'm more like to avoid situations. Do a lot of girl trips and let me know, now I'm good.
But this is what I want to ask you guys. Now, I don't disagree with your guys' views at all, but I want to be devil's advocate here. What if she didn't do anything wrong? What if there was no foul play? I mean, just her accepting a trip with her girlfriends, how is that a bad stain on her? How is that a stain on her at this point?
Let me follow it. It's the same way we say it. It's the same way when we say it. Oh, there's no foul play when we travel out. Yeah, cap. How you gonna tell me there's no foul play? Then you decide to go to another country. This guy pop out of nowhere and start to say all the things y'all do, and you tell me there was no foul play. I go look at him. I go look at you like you telling me the truth. I'm not ready. I've seen guys get into fight over that, and I'm watching for this. I'm like, you walk away. Just walk away. It's not worth it. Just walk away.
You've just made up a whole scenario in your head, Mr. Kennedy.
I'm not making that whole scenario because being a club with cousins and family who like to have their fun and watch their girlfriend for a hole behind it. I can see the look at her, him on the dance floor, and I was like, should I walk away? Should I stay behind? What can I do?
Because of a look.
Twice in two different occasions, my cousin put me in that predicament, and I'm looking like okay, how do I deal with this situation? I don't like it.
I don't know. Chat, do you guys agree with this? Because
I got a big family, and I've seen those things happen, and I don't like being the peacemaker, and I'm looking like, because I'm related to him, I might be the same like him. No, we're not the same. So I understand that. It never looked good. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, okay, so, it's something to hear because it just shows how much men are weary of women being alone. Women being off on their own, what is it called? By their own devices or something like that. It just shows how weary men are of women's nature, female nature.
I know.
The lack of control, self-control, or what have you. This is all that's showing right now. Now, I'm not going to criticize at all because it's completely valid. It could be a little bit of paranoia because there are some women out there that aren't bad and they've gone on trips, but because of the bad ones, the good ones have to be looked at a certain way too. So
let me tell you this. I know guys who contradict themselves, who brag in the locker room of their episode they did, but say if they found their girlfriend do that, they will have a problem. I look at them like, no, you did not just say what I just think you said. You bragging that you did X, Y, and Z behind your girl, and you know your girl is faithful, but you say you get mad if your girl do the same thing you do? And I know the girl, but I cannot snitch.
But the problem is Canadian things are not the same for women as they are for men.
And I know that. Yeah. I want to say the two contradictions on both ends. That's why I try to avoid those kind of people. They're for to take over peace of mind. That's why I got a lot of hair in my 40s. I don't like those kind of drama. So if I sense it, I'm running. I'm not bald-headed. I see a lot of guys younger than me bald-headed already because of that type of man. This is why I always trying to make sure if I'm going to deal with somebody, that type of path, I got to ask myself, if it works, if I'm going to take the risk. Because if I'm going to take the risk, I should bear the blunt of what may come after. I can't complain afterwards.
Right.
But if I'm not going to take the risk, if I can picture like how am I sure this is not going to happen, I would say, no, be good. Because I don't want to be the odd one. I've seen it firsthand. That's why
yeah, I did.
You see? He agreed. Yeah, I will be running too. Cause I'm thinking, no. I had a girl talking in Brooklyn. She told me in two of her ex. One came out from jail, one the drug dealer. And I said, deuces.
Okay. Oh,
The
goodness.
worst
Mr.
thing
Black
about a
Guy?
girl's trip is probably going to be the deception and the lies that your woman might tell when she gets back. Not really what she did or didn't do. It's going to be probably the cover up.
How do you know it's a cover up though? How do you know it's
No,
not
no, no.
true?
But what you were saying, like what it like your so your question was, what happens if your girl goes on the girls trip and doesn't do anything wrong? See, yeah, that's and which is a perfectly viable question. So how would I feel any kind of way about it? I still would feel a kind of way about it because even if she didn't do anything, something happened and she was there. She either saw it, heard it, whatever. So she would omit that information to me and just say, make it all Disney, like, oh, we went on a cruise, we ate, da 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 da, and all of the real stuff that
Princess
happened
Cinderella
behind it.
came.
Yeah, yeah,
Cinderella came.
it'd be the PG version of it rather than the real, X-rated version that happened. So
Well, let it
that
be
that would
R-rated first. Let it be R-rated before we become X-rated.
right. Well,
Well, can
that
I
too. Just saying.
can I bring up a point?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it also has to do with the type of countries that the women travel to. Because if white women are traveling to Jamaica, we know what's going on over there. Okay, if a white woman is going to Jamaica, hello. Okay, now if we have women going to, well, I don't know, the UK, do you still feel the same about it? Because the UK is not known for being that type of place. Or what about what country is not known? No, Italy.
What, for having like African men?
Canada. No, it's not about African men. I'm talking about fetishes. It's like
Okay.
white women have a fetish sometimes for black men.
Okay.
There's a lot of women who have fetishes for Latino men. There's
Right.
men who have fetishes for Brazilian women or Asian women. These are fetish countries, is what I'm saying, not black.
Oh, okay, okay,
It's
yeah,
about
yeah.
fetish
China.
countries.
China.
Right. So you
Philippines,
see
yeah.
a group of white men going to China or Thailand, you know what they're doing there because
Yeah.
white men have a fetish for Asian women. So what if the woman did not go to those type of countries? Or does that even cross your mind? Or are you still sticking to your story, the way you said?
If she's
Wow,
going to,
definite G. He says if she goes on girls, she's single.
if she's
Wow.
she's going with other women and they're going to a country. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is she would have to at least be visiting a popular tourist spot because if it's off grid or some tribe somewhere, you don't want her, watch the Green Inferno. You don't want that happening to you.
What's it called? The Green Inferno?
Yeah. Oh my God. Just don't watch the previews. Just look it up. But anyway,
Oh, I'm watching it now. Wait. Green Inferno. How do you spell Inferno? INF. Wait.
ERNO.
Maybe there you made a mistake. You shouldn't have.
I know, but at least you'll know what I'm talking about.
She is highly intelligent. When you mention certain things, she's gonna research it, and when she research, she'll be like, "See the picture that
What's
she's
going
making."
on here?
At least they won't show any scenes. I think it's just gonna be pictures.
What is going on here?
That's why I call her
What
my
is
sister.
this?
That's why I call her my sister.
Okay, that's a girl's trip gone wrong.
What is this?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What are you guys watching? This guy is fed to ants. They feed him to ants. What is going on?
Yeah, there are a bunch of people that went on a bad trip, pretty much.
Oh.
And got caught up by a tribe. They went off grid and they got caught up by a tribe of cannibals. So they got chopped up and ate like alive. You see it, all of it.
That's why I always say before you travel, do your homework first. Don't just go anywhere without knowing what it's all about. God, I think Manja, another guy, shout out to him. He laughed about how certain people go to certain places in Africa and never do their homework before they went there, and he made a mock of what would it took. I was like, oh, he went where? I'm like, oh, fuck.
I always thought
before they go there.
You know what I always thought? You know what I always thought about? When the very first encounter that maybe white women for black men. I don't know when, but this had to be way back when, right? I mean, I in order to think about it, I mean, what happened during that first encounter? They did whatever, and then what? I'm pretty sure she came back, right? And I'm pretty sure she told a friend, and I'm pretty sure it started to be more than one. And I'm pretty sure that they all started coming down there for that kind of thing. And then I'm pretty sure one way or another, it's like, you know what? I don't want to leave them. Let's bring them with us. And I think that's how a lot of things got started.
What is going on over here? What's going on?
I'm serious.
Ameera,
I'm serious. I am dead serious. I'm dead serious. If we go back, if we look it up, if I get Indiana Jones or somebody to find the book of what actually happened, or the original tablet of photos of the first encounter between Europeans and Africans, I'm pretty sure it went down like that.
I'm looking at you
to some extent.
I'm looking at you, Will. It's not happening this time.
It's not coming from me, Ekta. It's not coming from me, okay?
I want my stream, Will. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'll bring him up. Hi, Art of Will.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey.
Hi, Ameera. How you doing today?
Hi, Will. How are you? Do you have any views on what we were speaking about girls' trips?
Yeah, the thing is, one of the things I notice is that when they do go on their girls' trip, it won't just be Moses that's parting their Red Sea.
Okay, all right. See, we brought him on, and then we got to take him off just that fast. This is the problem. When every single time I give him a chance, it never fails. It just never fails.
That was so good. That was so good.
I'm sorry.
That was worth it.
Now,
oh my God,
I cannot breathe right now. Will, why would you do that to me? Will, why would you?
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm just
I don't know who's worse, you or Black Men Unfiltered. I don't know. One of y'all dangerous.
But well, here's the thing. What I saw in the comment earlier is another benefit that the Passport Bros, what they do is for their money to stretch. And the thing is, their money needs to stretch further than Melanie King's lips.
Are you done, Will? Are you done?
I ain't gonna lie, she's cute though. Don't
They
let
are
me shoot
sworn
my
enemies.
Don't
Never
let me
mention his name.
don't let me shoot my shot.
No, Black Dragon, never mention Will's name in Melanie's presence. They are sworn enemies.
Really?
They are.
Really?
You don't know
Is
what
it
happened.
safe for me to be here? I got no beef with
Hey,
nobody.
I
I
would gladly kiss and make up on your behalf and be like,
Black Dragon, stop. Really? Stop it.
Hey, EBD, stop it. I need to be beef left. I want no
I'm
beef
trying to
on
help.
my side.
I'm trying to help. I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm trying to help.
No.
Well, what Will is saying is true. A lot of people are caught on what's going on overseas, where they can take their money, go somewhere and multiply it, let it grow. This is what's been going on for the past 3 to 4 decades. And this is what people are not comprehending, because I'm trying to do the same thing, but my uncle said, don't do it in my country, go to Ghana. So I'm trying to make connections to do the same thing too. Stretch my money, let it multiply. So instead of me working hard, let my money work hard for me. And no. Oh, gosh.
Puff the Tragic's dragon going overseas. He's riding the sea carousel in a flood that's full of skeet. Okay.
Get out of here, Will. I am trying to keep my Will. I let him finish it because I knew there was an ending.
I mean, what you got me into? I got my own issue with it on Black Men
Canadian, I tried, Canadian. I tried to not. But see, Will, he has this face that he does in the back, and I'm just like, I gotta let him up. Will.
But
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to point out, because it's a money-making business. When you know the exchange between the dollar to the country currency, what you can do with it, people would take advantage of it and make businesses. It's what I was talking about. I'm part of that particular group. Not part of the group that wants to do sex tourism. I could care less about that. But I hate to be put in the same group with them when there's other people doing something much bigger to take down to the next generation. So when people talk about, y'all just going out to do X, Y, Z, no, unless you see all the business that be taking place over there and understand that it's a long-term thing, you have no idea what's really going on. So people are stretching their dollars. Some people have worked for the city or for the state for 30 years. They got a huge pension.
But
Mm.
They
this is
want to
not
retire here.
This is not what we're speaking about.
I know you're
Because
not what you're
that's a,
speaking of, but
that's a
I know
whole
you're not
different
speaking
topic.
of. Well,
I
you talk
would
about
speak on
the female thing going in. That's been known for a while. Same
I
thing with the
know.
men. My thing is, anyone have partake in that, I want nothing to do with them. Period.
There was I had something else I wanted to bring up with you guys. I think I wrote it down because I have so many topics, but I can only go one topic at a time, you know. The other thing I wanted to speak about was regarding hygiene of women
Well,
and the
Blind
different.
man
Wait,
walks
wait,
let me
into
wait,
the
get.
wait,
fish market, takes
wait.
a sniff, and says, "Hello, ladies."
Stop it!
Okay.
Listen. There's a reason behind my madness because the hygiene that I wanted to speak about was regarding the races and which race of women are known to have the worst hygiene. Now, I men would know that because men. Yeah, so men would know that, but I wanted to ease into this topic, because it's kind of hard to just say, "Hey guys, who smells worse? Which race of women smells worse?" So I
And I
don't want
say
to
I plead
say,
the fifth.
well, you can't. That's the question, Mr. Canadian. You like this is a thing. I wanted to get into the topic, and the topic is not just about hygiene down there. It is about hygiene, the hair, like whose hair smells the best, whose body smell the best, and totality, who smells best out racially. And it's just a question. It's just a question, and all answers are accepted.
So I've
So
had different races of women, and then I've had different ages too. So I can't say, so I can't narrow it down to a particular race, but what I can say is the behavioral type. The more promiscuous, I suppose, the less kind of like hygienic you are, because if you've gone through, Mr. A and then you're with Mr. B and then Mr. C or da 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 da, and there's no real rest or shower in between, that actually after a while, kind of smells, stuff like that. And then
messes up.
yeah, messes that up. And then depending on how old you are and how active you are, I mean, the more active you are, the more chances you are going to smell, the less, then you're more likely going to be more hygienic.
I also heard that some modern women take Aaliyah's debut song quite literally when they wipe themselves back.
See, I'm so glad your internet saved us. Your internet was just God coming through. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. He was trying to save us from whatever you were about to say. Because don't repeat. Look at Will's face. He's just that look of satisfaction. Listen, permanent disease. Definite G says Asian women smell the best for him. I've heard things. I've heard because your diet does affect the way that you smell. And I've heard,
Yeah.
Will, I've heard that Asian women, Mulan. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've heard that Asian women smell like fish. Fishy.
Fish?
Really?
Yeah.
Not egg rolls or fried rice, fish?
How can they smell like egg?
I don't know. I would imagine it smelled some kind of delicious.
Chow
I
mein.
never.
Some-
I'm so
Look,
scared to get the
I don't-
topic right now. I can think about the backlash. I'm like, oh.
I'm just saying, one might smell like chicken, the other one, I don't know.
Well, there was this one Vietnamese woman. She smelled like the fish sauce from a Vietnamese restaurant.
You see, like you said, the
That's
diet
part of the
matters.
diet.
You
The
said the diet
that's
matters. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because if
Okay.
you notice that a lot of women who don't eat right smell, and a lot of women who eat a lot of fishy foods tend to smell like fish, and then women who eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, smell like fruits and vegetables. Oh my god!
You smell like today's special, number 5. with crab rangoon. Hot and sour soup.
This one of the topic I get the white flag and say I am not.
No, it's an uncomfortable topic, but I mean, I'm curious.
Do my uncle taught me.
I really wish I remembered what I said before my internet went weird.
Oh
Oh.
God! You said
Oh.
that people were taking Aaliyah's song
Oh, okay.
No.
Thank you.
literally.
Well, they were taking Aaliyah's
Why do you
debut
mind
song
him?
quite literally when they wiped themselves back, forth and forth. Thank you, Ameera.
Oh, wow.
Are you proud of yourself, Will? Are you proud of yourself? Is that?
I have you to thank. I have you to thank for reminding me.
Simple as that. This is what my uncle taught me.
I'm
You know
glad
how
you're
women
having fun.
smell? Look at her diet. See what she eat the most. If she have a diet where she eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, then more than likely she have a good body smell. If you want to eat a lot of junk food and toxic stuff, chances is you need a face mask.
So who are the women racially that eat the most junk food? Do you believe?
I am not even going to answer that.
That is a question. You guys cannot just no. I'm not going to have a full panel.
I'm gonna say black women because they live in food deserts and live in near convenience stores and not Whole Foods or any kind of agriculture or anything like that. Like they have to go outside for that. They got to go to a Walmart. They got to go to a wherever, right? What's in the vicinity is this going to be a convenience store that has nothing but junk food, so they can walk there. They don't have to drive there, and that's what they're eating like 9 times out of 10. You know, they gotta, to stay at home and cook, you gotta go out, go shopping, spend some money, come back, all that. And if you don't have transportation, then you're taking the bus. If there's no bus near you, then you're walking. You can't walk, then you're mostly going to the convenience store to eat junk food.
And a lot of them don't have a
That's a
garden
lot.
behind their backyard to grow fruits and vegetables. So chances is he's totally correct.
Yeah.
That's more logical aspect of it. But
that is very logical, actually. The food.
and I hate to say this, from New York City, unless you want to go to Trader Joe or Whole Foods and spend a whole lot more money for real organic fruit and vegetables.
Yeah. You're pricing healthy food like out of reach of the common or average person, and the average person can't afford, to eat fresh produce every single day all week.
What about growing it?
Oh, let's not talk about
outlawed. Outlawed.
It's in other state now. In other state now, they're doing that now.
They outlaw growing food.
Wait.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that in the U.S.
Yeah. They outlaw growing food.
I grow my food all the time. Every summer I grow my food.
In a certain state in the U.S., they're doing that now, which don't make no goddamn sense.
I'm not stopping.
You can go to your backyard, check your backyard. It's either you growing fruit and vegetables, you can yank it out.
They yank it out.
And give you a ticket for that.
This is why the Second Amendment is so important. And this is why I firmly believe in my Second Amendment.
Wait. Can I ask a question? I guess I always wanted to, I always ask Second Amendment advocates, like when you're an advocate, and I think it's to defend yourself from like a government or something like that. I always ask, like the gun that you have, or the firearms that you have, or the arsenal, or the whatever secret bat cave that you have, do you really truly think that you're going to stop an entire government with any amount of firearms that you yourself have?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a better chance of fighting the government without anything? What do you have the better chance with?
Wait. You can fight the government with common sense. You can fight the government with protest. We changed this.
Sometimes that works.
No. We've done it.
Yeah, sometimes
that's how we got here. Voting. That's how we protested. We didn't need guns. We didn't need a gun to change this country in a significant direction, right? We had a civil war, right, to get out from that's one system.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you not? Okay, this is not.
We're not going to go into history.
We're not going to go into history, but we are speaking about disarming people. I'll give you an example. Countries where they disarm people, then I think it was Germany who disarmed their people, and then Hitler took over. Venezuela disarmed their people, socialism took over, where now they're all eating rats. Places where the countries are disarming their peoples, I think Cuba did it too, wasn't it? All these people who get disarmed, it's easier for the government to not be stopped. That's the thing. And it's not about who's winning or who's losing. It's about the possibility of violence in the streets. A militia. Do you understand what a militia is, right?
I get your logic.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right. So it doesn't mean that the people are going to win against a nuke, but nobody's going to nuke their country. Okay, that's not what's going to happen.
I'm not worried.
I'm
See, I'm
okay.
not
Just
worried
give me a
about the nuke.
second.
I'm worried about the drones.
Give me a
Well,
second.
go ahead.
Drones, what have you. It doesn't mean that it's not possible that you're never going to win. It's about having a fighting chance. And yes, we can fight with voting. We can fight with not riots. You understand, protesting and so on. We can do that. But when that fails, you don't want to be left with no defense, because people like yourself, the day when things go awry, people like yourself who are disarmed and saying, well, we can just vote, or we can just, you're going to be coming to the next person that's next to you with a bazooka. You're going to be running behind him asking for a little bit of help. So don't kid yourself that you don't need a weapon. It's not about if it'll happen or when. It can. So just, it's always nice to be prepared. That's all.
Is
And
that
nobody's out
your
there.
is that kind of like where you are? I guess like someday. So someday you say you'll need a weapon, or I may need a weapon. The only issue is I don't live in a neighborhood. I don't live in a city. I don't live in a state, and I don't live in the federal government that requires me to have a firearm or be in possession of a firearm to check my
That's
mail,
fine.
to
That's
get to my
fine. Enjoy.
to get my mail, to get
Yeah.
my coffee, to go to the movie, to go to the park, to
Okay,
go
we
like go to
understand, to go
some
places.
like
Yeah, you don't. There's no need to list out.
well, if I needed a firearm, if I lived in an area where it was required, like a very high chance that I may be in a shootout, that's one thing for a Second Amendment. That's not where we live. I don't live in a
These are people who've grown
I
up here
can't
safe.
live in this dystopian future that doesn't exist and
Let
say
me
I'm
no
holding
wait,
on
Black
to
Dragon.
this for
Black
that.
Dragon. Black Dragon,
After
wait. Let me but really quickly, Article. Let me just respond really quickly to him, because I think this was directed to me. So let me respond to him really quickly. Black Dragon, where do you think I live? Do you think I live in some kind of ghetto ratchet place where I'm getting assaulted every day? Do you think I live
I
there?
have
And
no
guess what?
idea.
I'm armed to the teeth. That doesn't
Okay.
mean that I need it. It doesn't mean that I'm scared. It means that if the day comes, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Does that make sense?
She
Sorry,
got
go
a
ahead,
point.
Mr. Article.
well,
Go ahead,
after the summer of love, I'll just call it that. A lot of that stuff was brought into the neighborhoods that didn't have crime and all that. So you can't just say you can live in a certain neighborhood and not worry about that. Not that long ago, I think it was about a year or so ago, Beverly Crest, in a very affluent area in LA, right next to Beverly Hills, 3 women got deleted
Okay.
Now, I would add to
in
this,
one
but what
night.
she's saying,
In one night.
what Ameera saying totally true, because in my country, there are a lot of prominent people who live in nice, good neighborhoods, but in their compound, they're heavily, heavily armed, meaning you can't come into their compound without having no pushback. So it's very understood. I agree with that because I know how my country is. Those who got wealth and connection, yeah, they'll be armed to the teeth too. So I'll be BSing myself saying I don't need no. Nah. I used to tell myself one time if I make it big and I will make a mansion in my country, I will have Gatling guns from 4 corners. So remote control. You come to my territory, it's on your own. But I get it, I
Anything.
understand. So
Well, Canadian, I think this is a result of, and you will, Canadian, well, I think this is a result of people who've grown up so safely that they don't see the necessary, they don't understand the necessariness of being protected and protecting yourself, because they've always been
no,
protected either by the
I
police.
understand it.
I
One
don't
Just
minute.
believe
like kids.
I don't
One minute.
believe guns are
One minute. I'm not
protection.
talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying that there's been a lot of people who've grown up thinking that you don't need protection for yourself because you can always talk your way out of things, or you can just vote, or you can so on and so. And that's a very safe way that you've been brought up, and that just shows that you've been brought up very safely, which is a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. But the rest of the world, especially people like myself who've lived in other countries, I've seen governments take over their people. Lived in Colombia and seen the protests in the streets. In Honduras, seeing the government actually fight their people in the streets. I've seen it for myself. And I'm not saying that's going to happen in America, but like I said, if it did happen, I'm not going to be caught off guard. I have a gun on my shoulder right now, sitting here talking to you guys. I'm always armed.
Do you think that's going to happen in America? Like the government's just going to come for you?
I really don't know. I hope not. But you
We've
never
already been
know.
coming after people, what do they call it, the red flag laws, and trying to get people to like turn their weapons, and they've already done that.
Yeah.
I never thought. I don't think that gun equals protection. Never thought that. Not at all. I mean, they're weapons. We're talking about firearms. We're not talking about Kevlar.
People
We're not
use
talking
weapons for
about
what?
bulletproof vests or shields. We're not talking
People
about
use
protection. We're
weapons
talking
for
about offense.
offense.
It's an equalizer. That's the way I see
Equal
it.
to what?
Well,
Oh,
again,
goodness.
some people don't want to go hand to hand. Some people just want to be left alone. And
I'm not a fighter
if
myself.
you followed me to my house, you're gonna get one between the eyes. This is the way I see it.
I mean, is that all it takes? Is that really a threat?
I'm not trying to threat. I'm just saying.
No,
the
no.
thing
I'm just asking. Like, see. So when I ask the questions, I'm asking because I believe in like this is kind of like for me sociopathology, right? Like, do you like how much value do you have on a human
I've
life?
already been shot at before, so
Yeah. No.
it is what it
That's.
is.
I'm not
I
saying. I'm not
lost
talking about your experiences. I'm just talking about how. I'm talking about when we're talking about the Second Amendment, when we're talking about what we believe and fear or what have you. You've gone through personal experience, which is probably why you have it, or things like that. What I'm saying now is, when you are ready, I
I have
guess
it.
to pull that
I also lost a friend of mine from that stuff. So
from like a fight or from gun violence.
No, it's from he got hit right in the neck.
Like was I like?
Let me come in
took
for
a bullet
guys.
to his
This
neck.
I understand what you guys are saying, but this program is not about what
Right, I'm just-
Second
yeah.
Amendment.
Yeah.
I know,
yeah.
I know we got into it a little bit, but Hustler and I don't know your name, but if you want to come on, I need to see your face first. I can't let you up without seeing your face, and I don't want any
Hey
black
guys, I gotta
squares.
go.
Go ahead, Mr.
Oh, all right.
But BBD, I'll see you tomorrow if I
Yeah,
can. On the,
tomorrow.
You know how we go down.
I know how we go now.
Ameera, it's great seeing you. Say hello to your husband.
Thank you so
And
much.
Will,
I will.
please, none of those low below the belt joke, please. I cannot take it no more.
You just stop.
You scared me, all right? Good night, guys.
Thank you
They're
so
funny.
much.
They're funny. I'm not even gonna lie. They're funny.
Right on.
Hustler, that is not enough. I can't. I just see it just a shadow. I'm not letting you up just from a shadow. If you're afraid to show yourself, let me see you.
Was that
Have I seen you before?
Hustler and Muscular?
Have I seen you before? Is he?
Was that Hustler
Yeah,
and
I've seen you
Muscular?
before. Are you? Wait, 1 minute. 1 minute. Will, are you afraid to show your face on the? If you are, just let me know. Are you afraid to show your face? Or are you? Yes. No. I can see you. No. Okay. Do you know him, Will?
Is it Hustler and Muscular?
Yeah.
I've seen him
You know
on
him?
another. I've seen him on another panel. Yeah, I've seen him before. I haven't seen him,
All right.
but I've interacted with him before.
Okay then. Hi there. You're on mute, Hustler.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Hi.
good.
How's it going?
It's been a minute.
Yeah. So what's going on tonight? Something about girl trips. I came on late, so please fill me in.
She's talking about a story of women going around the guys in 80 days.
What is that?
Going
mean?
around the guys in 80 days.
Never mind. I don't want to know.
It's based off a movie. It's based off a movie.
Oh, it's a movie. God.
Around
See,
the world? No,
I don't
it's
get
a
half
pair-
this reference.
around the world in 80 days. I said around the guys in 80 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
How are you, Hustler? How do you have any any views on what we're talking about today?
What about the whole girl trip? Like what she did on a girl's trip or whatever?
Oh, so you really don't know what we're talking about? Oh, Hustler, you can't make us.
There's
give you
one
the
thing
whole
I can
synopsis.
talk about the girls' trip. So you got milk bottles that go to Jamaica, right? They'll go to like the Caribbean. Milk bottles is just another term for a white girl. Okay, so they get it they bust it open, and also Obsidian Ali did a he actually did a segment, and this one of the females told him to put a garbage bag on his junk because they ran out of rubber. Yeah, she literally told him to put a garbage bag on his junk.
Who said that is a lie? Who said that? That whoever said that.
No, it was
What?
It was a documentary. It wasn't a white girl, but no, it was a documentary on that. Obsidian Ali did a live on it. He did a segment on it.
I don't know if
He,
to
she
leave.
literally
And
she literally told him to put a garbage bag on it.
that was acting.
Like
I
what?
guess.
Like what for? Like what for?
He didn't have protection.
Is that supposed to be a
They ran
condom,
out.
like a
Ran
makeshift
out of-
condom or
ran out
something?
of- They ran out of it.
They ran out of condoms and they used the trash bag as a. It wasn't
Like
hefty,
trash
was it?
bag.
It wasn't a construction bag, was it? I mean,
Okay, we gotta get you guys up out of here. See,
Like
He
Dragon,
couldn't
Black
use,
Dragon.
he could use a shopping bag or something.
it,
More
can't-
delicate.
it wasn't a Walmart bag.
Can you guys stop?
He could use a jewel bag or something. It's more delicate.
I don't know. It looked like a hefty bag. I don't know.
With the flex grip.
I'm gonna take all of you guys down. Stop it.
No.
It's supposed to be a family show.
I was just telling you exactly what happened, and I don't cap.
What?
I don't cap on that kind.
What?
You know I don't cap on that.
Oh my
Flex force
God.
hefty.
We're keeping it as family friendly as we can.
Yeah, I mean,
How
yeah.
is this family friendly? Guys, stop it. Wait,
No.
so
I
let
censored
me.
myself.
Yeah, well, I am happy about that. You actually did just a little bit, but okay, Hustler. The thing is, I was speaking about the Passport Bros the last 2 weeks or so. We were speaking about the Passport Bros and traveling for sex tourism and so on and so forth. Now this week, I said the sex tourism goes the other way as well, where women are traveling too. And I said that it began with white women traveling to places like Jamaica, and you understand what they were looking for there. So they, yes, I am offended, Island. But yes, so the white women are the ones who started this whole travel sex on the woman's side. That's what I said.
Wow.
So I asked the men on the panel, I said, would you still take a woman seriously if you found out that 2 years ago she took a trip to, I don't know, Cuba or Mexico or Jamaica, and she had a girls' trip? Would you still take her seriously?
I don't know. It depends on the situation. That's a hard one to swallow because we all know what these women be doing on these damn girl trips. We all know for the most part what they do when they go on these girl trips. They want to take a break from their boyfriend, their husband. They want to get some, how should I put this to make it PG? Some things on the side, if you know what I mean. That's what they be looking for. I don't know. That's what they be doing.
But this just goes to show me that men have very little confidence in women when they're alone. They have very little confidence.
What's there to be insecure about? What do you think they do when they do that stuff?
Well, again, a lot of these Stellas are going over there to get their poon snatched. Oh,
Absolutely, my
Wilson,
brother.
this is the reason why. This is okay. So
I apologize.
you don't mean it, but you understand. You understand, guys, that this is something that men, I believe, are very not insecure. I'm not going to say that because this is definitely a thing. But I'm saying that men are very weary about women going off by themselves to places, to strange, exotic places. Now, I asked the same question. What if your woman went to a place that's not known for sex tourism, maybe a place like the UK or, I don't know, Czech Republic, or Yugoslavia, whatever. You understand? What if she went somewhere like there? Will you still be distrusting of her? No?
I don't think so. I don't know. You mean no sex tourism involved? None whatsoever? Can you assure me of that?
Well, no one can be assured.
I'm pretty
but
sure
this
there's a
is
district in London that does. I don't know.
Actually, all European countries, usually Eastern, have an underground sex thing.
True. Isn't it more common, though, for people to cheat in their area, in their neighborhoods, rather than cheating far away?
Well, if you're on a plane trip, who's going to know?
Well, we got social media, so somebody gonna find out. Somebody gonna take pictures and videos and post that. That's how that we know how that go down.
It's always going to be the jealous friend that will out her. It'll always be the jealous friend.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
that
there's
is
that.
the thing,
There's
too.
that.
That is the thing, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, really? Barry says Czech Republic, loads of drinking holes in Prague.
I'm sure there are other types of holes in Prague.
Mhm.
You know what, Will? Dang it, Will. See, this is the reason why I can't have him here. Will.
It's too funny.
You know what? You can't
You wrong for
say.
that.
Of course, there's Amsterdam too.
Oh, Amsterdam. But then there's also Dubai. So even if she says, "Oh, I'm going to the Middle East," it's still Dubai. I mean, but Dubai.
I did
It's
not
not
know
known.
about Dubai. I only maybe within the last 2-3 years have I heard about the things that happen in Dubai. I thought it was all business. I thought it was just oil and billionaires and parties, but I did not know what happened over there. So it kind of blew my mind.
When you have a bunch of rich Arab men who don't know what to do with their monies, they tend to start wanting random freaky things. It's just a thing, you know. They want to see stuff with camels. They want to see stuff with dogs. They want to poo on people and just all kinds of, you know, have flies put stuff in the whatever. Anyway,
when they are going over there looking to get humped, it may also involve camels.
What?
so that's the thing that's going on in Dubai, because billionaires are too rich and they have nothing to do. A lot of them aren't even having sex with the women. You see, they're just using
Now
them.
that is a crime. What do you mean you're not having
responsibility?
sex with the women? Why go through all this other crap if you're not going to have sex with all these types of beautiful? Oh my God.
The point is not sex. The point is
Get your rocks
humiliation.
off.
It's humiliation and fetish. It's not about liking them. Mostly.
Where's my
What kind of
pants?
fetish?
I'm going over there and show them how to do it right. This is ridiculous.
Very.
If I
Like Dragon, please.
I'm kidding.
If I
I'm
was
not
a sheik,
really
if I was a sheik in Dubai, I would first have a camel defecate on my feet, and then I would have those Western women fly over there and lick it off.
What is wrong with you, Will? I think something's wrong with you. I really do. Somebody's trying to come in. Colton, I can't let you up like that. I'm definitely not letting you up. Oh heck no. You're white? No way. No. That came out wrong. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it that way. The reason I said that was, let me explain. The reason I said it like that was because the last time I let somebody that looked, up,
Okay.
they trolled me and they put the porno bot on the channel.
You gotta have a splash screen to cover.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So the point is, this person, if you guys can see what's going on, this person keeps coming up, flashing their camera on and off, supposedly, to show that it's a person. It's a white man with a pink wig on. So I'm not letting you up.
Yeah.
White man with a pink wig on.
Yeah, with a pink wig on. So I'm like, first of all, you're weird, and we don't do the trans stuff over here. So no.
Was he a cross dresser?
I don't believe you. No, I don't believe you, Colton. I still believe you're a troll. I don't believe you. Now he took off the wig and now he's just like being normal. He's like looking normal. I don't believe you. You've already messed up. I don't believe you, because majority of we don't have many white people over here. Let's just say. Hi, Footer. Flitter. How are you, DR? You can flick me off all you want. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care, sir. Hi, Fluter. Hi, FLIT. How are you? All right.
It's Flit DR. Oh man, that's another top of mine.
Hi there.
All right.
Auto Will, my best friend. Auto Will.
What's up, man?
What's up?
How are you?
It's the first time it's the second time I've seen you cam up.
Yeah.
If you take off your clothes, I'm going to kick you. See, you know what? Take off your clothes again, and Miss JR.
No, don't let them on, because he's gonna mess up the.
No. I'm not letting him on.
They're gonna mess up the algorithm.
Weird ass.
I'm going to tell HR to boot him.
That's just.
No, I'm going to tell JR or HR to boot him because this is nonsense.
I have an idea. Take a photo of them, and then you can use it for some. I don't know,
Screenshot.
Yeah, take a screenshot and then report it. Report.
Like to YouTube?
I think you can do that. Can you do that?
Yeah, you can, because it underneath your handle. If it's your handle, it's kind of like your channel name. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, and then report. Yeah, like take
Yeah.
a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I say I
I'm
think
sure-
it doesn't. You guys remember what happened last time? Last year? Was it last year? I think it was last year, right? The guy came up. I trusted him, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be racist because white people can enjoy the show too." I let the person up, and that's what happened because I knew something was off. We have very few white people who come up, and I know who they are. This is not one of them. This person looks like they're on the spectrum. Okay, and I'm not talking about the light spectrum. I'm talking about, and no,
Does
I
he
don't
look like
trust.
Destiny?
No, it doesn't look like this. I don't know. He kind of looks like Shrek if he were white. Kind of looks like that.
A white Shrek.
A white Shrek.
Kind of
Never
looks
heard
like
of a
that.
white Shrek.
Yeah.
So is he a white supremacist? Never mind.
Colton is not Scam Likely. I know who Scam Likely is. Scam Likely is our friend, and that is not him. Trust me. Colton is not. This is not the guy. This is a fat, white guy with a, like, the neck is like, it's like jiggling. It's like,
Is he?
come on.
You won't let him
Would it be
off
safe to
like
say
that?
that he's a white Shrek premicist? Okay, that was bad.
No, her adjectives are better. I'm sorry. They just they come out all proper, right? Thick, veiny, neck, short, bald, fat.
I thought Shrek is a green skin. I thought he's a fellow. I thought he would be considered a fellow. What would UC say?
Warband for Warband.
Yeah, because isn't Shrek a green skin? Yeah, wouldn't he be
He is a
called a
green
fellow
skin.
Rigga?
He is a green skin. Guys, okay. FLITD. Okay, can you give me a name for you because
It's an acronym for Finding Love in Dominican Republic.
And
Okay.
I have
I'll call you Mr.
another
Dominic.
nickname for him, but I'll be kind today.
I'll call you
You
Mr.
don't want-
DR.
You don't want to start none. All right, well, we could. You don't want to start, and there won't be none. Maybe another place.
Guys, can we be nice? Can we be nice, please?
So no, we cool.
Hi, Mr. DR. How are you? What do you have on the whole girls trip situation about women going off and doing the same things that the passport bros are doing?
Yeah, you disagree with that? That they do it, or you don't?
Oh, very much. Yeah, of course. I don't believe in that kind of immoral behavior. Of course not.
I agree with your Muslim belief, but you believe that it happens, that they doing it?
Do I believe that they're doing it?
Yes.
Look, I said in the beginning, I've never been on a girls trip, so I can't speak from firsthand experience. But like I said, me and my husband have been traveling, and we've seen them in groups, and we've seen how drunk they get, and how belligerent they get, and how desperate they are for male attention in those other countries. Juju, stop it!
That's your husband? No,
Is that a cat?
If I spoke to my husband like that, I'll be backhanded. My husband will backhand me. Yeah, right.
That was her
No.
cat, right? That was your cat.
I was listening to you last week. It's very interesting how you were talking about Muslims, how the husbands treat their wives. That was very interesting. And for you to say that he will backhand you, as far as I mean, I guess it'll be a topic for another day. But that's interesting that they abuse. That could be considered abusive in the United States. You know, in the West.
Oh yeah, because in the West they say
The
there's
world, that's
never a
considered
reason.
abusive. What kind of
Yeah.
difference do you have with her?
The West says there's never a reason to hit a woman. Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yes, but since you like born into that religion, you feel like it's acceptable. But you know, it just goes to show.
No. It's not about a religion. I grew up a lot of my time in Colombia, so I mean, I've it's not about the religion. It's about me knowing that women are out of control today. It's me seeing it and seeing that women have a sense of entitlement and a little bit of invincible feeling because they're like, men can't hit us, we can do whatever we want, blah blah blah, and women are running over the men in the West. And this is why I say that men should take their power back. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to backhand a woman, but it means that women should know that that could be on the table. It doesn't mean that you have to do it, but it should be on the table just to have that there, because women don't have any barriers now. There's no consequences. And like I said, family courts are all backing them up, and the family courts are behind it. And it's just a whole system. And that's why I said there has to be a change. And if that change comes from the family courts, whether it comes from discipline in the home, from the husband to the wife, if it comes from religion stepping in and taking its proper place in the household. If it comes from, I don't care where it comes from, but there needs to be a change in this country because women are out of control. That's my point. It's not about abuse. It's not about, I don't believe in abusing a woman. I don't believe in hitting a woman for no reason. I don't believe in breaking teeth. I don't believe in broken bones. But a slap to get yourself right, oh yes. There's nothing wrong with a good slap. We slap children, we spank children. Women should be the same.
No, I mean,
They
that
can say
can't.
that abuse too.
I mean,
Oh,
in
God.
some ways that can't be. You know, that can't be like mentioned regard to any other type of physical. To no matter how you might be upset with that, that should never happen because
Stop.
in the United States, a lot of domestic violence and a lot of dog tagging.
That's
These
not what I'm
men-
talking about. I'm not
I know
speaking
that,
about
but I'm
domestic
saying
violence.
I know you're not talking about that, but I said that leads to it. At least it's out of control when it comes to that. When it comes to men,
No. That's not true. Domestic violence happens whether people want it or not. You don't need to tell somebody you can hit your woman for them to hit them. That's not what domestic violence comes from. Domestic violence is coming from a man who can't control himself or who is trying to abuse his woman or trying to bully her into doing something. That is domestic violence. That is not what I'm talking about. You don't need to be told that you can slap your wife for a man to slap his wife. They do that here no matter what. Domestic violence happens here whether you say yes or say no. That's not my point.
Domestic violence could also come from a woman who starts it, and then the guy will still get arrested for it.
Well, 70% of domestic violence has started with the woman actually starting a fight with the man and the man finishing it and then him going to jail for it. So I'm not speaking about that. And a lot of the times, most of the violence comes from the woman because the woman knows that she cannot be touched, that if she gets hit, she can call daddy police and he will get arrested. So this is what I'm speaking about. You're going to make me rant. Don't make me rant, sir.
I know the topic. I mean, I want to digress. I would just piggyback what you talked about last week. You know, we have to talk about that. It's not so as far as
I thought about it all, Mr. DR. I have thought about this because this is not something that I just say just because I think it's going to bring you or something. It's not about that. It's about what I actually believe. And I don't believe in abuse. So please don't put that on me. I don't believe in abusing a person for no reason. I don't believe in that.
So I think what you were talking about when it comes to how men in the Muslim community like handle their women. I think in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a Sister Shahrazad Ali who wrote a book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, and one of the methods she said was to yeah. So one of the methods she said was, you could, one of the options like a man has in dealing with a woman who's become difficult and disrespectful is, he can leave the house and go to his other woman and complain, go to his friend, or another option was to give her a slap in the mouth, right? So she caught all kinds of hell and flack just because of that as an option, and they thought that she was pro domestic violence and things like that. So when you're talking about, oh well, yeah, my husband would slap me if I ever did anything like that. Well, that's just kind of how we all used to live as well. So but we've been kind of westernized, right? The Western influence says like controlling your woman in such a manner is quote unquote violence that will lead to something worse. But that, like I said, that's a Western thing. That's not an Eastern thing. So we've been subjected to somebody else's culture, which is kind of why we're out of whack.
Well, can I give you another point just for Mr. DR, because he believes that saying that will lead to more violence. In the Middle East, you don't see women walking around with black eyes, broken teeth, or anything like that. Most of that stuff does not happen in the Middle East. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because just the threat of knowing that it's on the table, that you can get hit back. If you hit a man, he will hit you back. That actually is kind of a buffer for the society, because we know it's on the table. It's not that we are convinced there's never a reason to hit a woman. We're not convinced of that. We know it's equal opportunity when it comes to violence. So that reason, I believe for that reason, that's my belief, that this is the reason why we don't have that, because of us knowing that it's on the table prevents that. Don't start it and you won't get it. Don't start the violence.
The reason why, the Western country, the America, that was built on, I know it's a different religion, but they was built on Christian teachings. And as far as the word, I'm not talking about religion, but I'm just talking about what most people grew up on. And they deviate throughout the years. America deviated from a Christian country, you could say. So because
Secular.
of that, but when people was going to like during my generation when I was younger and before me, it was was more family members going to church on Sunday and having the Bible. Everybody had a Bible at their home.
Uma
In
is right.
regard to that, it was more Christian values regarding how a family should be. A man is the head of the household, the woman, and that's when traditional comes in. The traditional basically comes from the Bible of how the family arrangement should be. And if we're going in, the man is the head of the household, the wife takes care of the children, things of that nature. So things is breaking away from that. And then a lot of feminists, as you know, they don't really, they probably grew up in those beliefs, but as they get older, they say, man, it's unfair how the Bible is considered like a matriarchal book. I mean, I apologize, patriarchal. You know, put the man as a head, and a lot of women don't like. They fight against that. So therefore, if you're going to fight against that arrangement that God put in place, then everything going to fall apart, and that's what we see right now.
That's where the disrespect begins,
Yes,
and I
yes.
believe that that's where the disrespect began in this country was first disrespecting the church. Having single mothers sitting in the front of the church, in the first few seats, and saying, "Oh, it's okay, we can't judge," and then it turning into women preaching in the church, which shouldn't be a thing because it says, I believe, it was in the book of Matthew, a man shouldn't suffer a woman preaching to him because women should be silent in the church. The other thing is in the household, the family courts always taking the woman's side, always acting like the man is always the one, and always giving the children to the mother. I believe that's where most of the disrespect began, and these are the things that we don't see in the Middle East that you see here. We don't see any of that in the Middle East because of that. And someone had mentioned Umma. I think you meant Umma, but she had mentioned that in our religion, it's forbidden to hit a woman in the face, and she's right. It's not allowed to hit a woman in the face. So we do have rules. We have a lot of rules when it comes to that, and that's what a lot of people don't realize, that there's not that it's not savage and wild like people are thinking here. People in America think, oh, you discipline your wife, oh, you're savage. No, it's called a hierarchy, because if he is protecting you and taking care of you, that means he has certain rights over you. He doesn't just get the responsibility without the rights. You get the responsibility, you take on the rights as well. And a man has rights over his woman, just like the woman has rights over the children. So this is the order, because it is proper. So, and if a woman does not understand that order, the best way is to admonish her first. Secondly, to separate beds from her if you cannot tolerate her. And thirdly, you may beat her lightly, but under the rules that are given to you of that proper beating, proper discipline of your wife. So that's what we live under. And I'm not going to change that because I live in the West. Never, ever would I, say that I'm being abused if I did something wrong and my husband properly disciplined me. Heck no, I'm not going to say I'm being abused. I'm going to say, what did I do? Juju? I'm going to beat you.
Red Wine 65 saying he needs a decoder ring to find out what a liberal open marriage is. It would be a dating cockroach named Lucario. He would be a perfect example of an open marriage.
You are going to get me. You know what? Now I'm going to have problems with people I don't even know, because you mentioned names that I don't even know. Now people are going to come for me. This Ameera chick, who is she? Chameleon.
Well, all the world, you need your own channel, man. So you get people will come there and give you the heat.
Eventually, well, there's a couple of cornballs that are trying to dox me, trying to find out where I work. So eventually,
okay.
Not yet.
Okay,
I've been telling him, DR. I've been telling him.
Yeah, you become a public figure. They're gonna come, especially if you get big.
So, I mean, let me ask you guys. Let me ask the panel. Oh, I'm sorry. Will, were you going to say something?
No. I was just going to say, if I end up getting to a point where I don't have to depend on an employer, we'll see. I may have a channel.
Oh, a channel? You don't have a channel yet?
No, he doesn't. I've been telling him for the longest to make one. He needs it.
I had one since about 2007. Yeah, I've taken a lot of heat and smoke over the years. I made some videos. I did some live streams when back when you can only do it on YouTube. There was no StreamYard. There was no anything. It was just a little plug-in headset that I plugged in my computer and started talking my crap. And started looking at comments. But this was, yeah, 2007. No smartphone, no nothing like that. This was a long time ago.
I think smartphones were just coming out around that time. Just coming out.
Yeah, something like that. I think the only smartphone was like a PDA, something like that. But I think it was
I had one.
razors were still
flip
a thing, you know.
I still had a flip phone in 2007.
Well, Artawell, you did. You got name recognition. You got face recognition as well. Cause you do show yourself.
Vete pa' allá, Juju.
If you could have a little, like money savings, and then
Stop.
go to you know, Austin Holloman route, you could do it.
Stop
like
crying.
Artawell Travels or something like that. And then
I thought about that.
You already got the recognition, so I think your channel will get big. You know,
I thought about that. I thought about taking the
Rick
Steves.
What make us get big as YouTubers. But go ahead.
I thought about taking the Rick Steves route.
Yeah. And then you know,
yeah,
that's where everybody started. Checking Effect. He started small and he's big because he had boots on the ground. You know, he went to Colombia and other places like that. And mostly all YouTubers, pretty much traveling ones, you got boots on the ground and you show good content. You have create good content. You have a chance because there's all kind of people that watches us all and subscribe. So,
right.
And if they donate. Go ahead.
There is someone that I know. I won't bring up his name, but yeah, he got doxxed, and someone got him fired. I'm trying not to get into that situation.
What kind of channel are you trying to do?
I was thinking about going the Rick Steves route.
Who's that? Who's that? Rick Steves?
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
So he's known to actually. That's actually where I get a lot of my information from. When I went over to Europe and did my trip, I printed out an itinerary from his website, and you know, it tells pretty much like where to visit, where to go. You know, just it's very informative, and he also brings in like culture and history of where he visits. And I think I want to kind of down that route.
Euro trip thing?
No, well, I've been to Europe, but I probably won't do like the Euro thing. I'll probably do more like the Latin America. But I'm not against doing, you know, the Europe, you know. But yeah, first I want to do Latin America.
That's
Latin
cool.
America is wonderful. It's beautiful.
You been? Or you live there?
I
You from
Colombia.
there? Oh, okay.
No,
I didn't. Well, I don't know that. I'm new. I don't know.
Okay, I'm Arab, but I lived in Colombia because of my father, and I lived in Colombia for 4 years. Lived in Honduras for 2. There's a lot of Arabs in Honduras for some reason, just a lot of Turkish, and you know, so I lived there.
Hey, they brought in the Tacos El Pastor. So if you ever like that stuff, that's what they brought in.
Ameera, can I say something before I leave?
Yes.
I've been watching you for at least, I think, 2 weeks when you had that panel about the Passport Bros, and that's when it came in my algorithm, and then I started watching it, but I didn't hop on that end. But then I think I could speak for all the brothers that listen to you, and Artawell, who's a brother, I guess, in another world, another era,
another mother.
At the same time, you know, you have the qualities of why men do travel. Why do men travel too? For women like you, actually, your demeanor, your respectfulness. That's the kind of woman you are that Western culture don't have, and every man look for.
Don't make me
cry. So that's why you would attract, even though you married, and we see why you married, you attract men. You know, you're also lovely as well, and you have a good personality. So a lot of men are drawn toward that woman, and there's a lot of women like you overseas in different places that we come across. So yes, a lot of men is not like passport bros, so-called passport bros, or men that travel are not marrying because they're not marrying in the United States. So although they travel, and then, you know, just because like there's people who's being promiscuous in the United States, having sex or whatever, they're not marrying, so they choose to do that overseas. That's basically what they're choosing to do. Not that it's sex tourism, is that they choose to date overseas.
So
so
I know a couple of passport bros that like they can't move overseas yet because of child support. So they're pretty much waiting till their son or daughter turns 18 before they can actually become an expat.
Well, there's another problem: the child support, the family court system. But I want to thank DR for your compliment, and this is why I agreed with the whole passport ideology before, because I don't believe that men should be stuck with women that they don't see as good wife material. You know, I don't believe that either. But I got confused because when I mentioned it, a lot of men came on very aggressive to say that it's not about marriage, it's about, so on and so forth. So, I mean, at that point I said, okay, well, if it's about that, then I can't support that. I mean, that doesn't mean that it can't happen. I'm just saying I just can't support it because of my moral code. I can't support that. I'm a conservative. I'm a Muslim woman. Of course I wouldn't support sex tourism because that's, I don't even agree with sex before marriage. So, and another man said, oh, I can't believe, like, how can you marry a woman without having sex with her? And it's like, putting so much value on sexual performance. You can teach a woman anything that she needs to know. It's, putting so much value on what goes on under your pants. I don't know.
Big
Wow.
difference. I mean, huge difference between like how, where, what you were taught, the values that you have that's been passed down to you versus over here, right? A lot of the traditions that we have over here, they kind of get modified, kind of like a more of a salad buffet rather than a how-to guide. I mean, what he was saying earlier about, back in 70, 80, 90, we were going to church on Sunday. We did participate in more traditional roles. We did have a Sunday family dinner, but all of those things, I mean, with social media, with the internet, with technology, we've all been like kind of distracted through a technological revolution that nobody really saw coming, right? So it's taken us all by surprise. It changes. Think about it. The technology in our lives today change exactly how we operate as human beings. In 1980, we didn't have to deal with a third of the distractions that we do now, right?
That's true.
Most of us
No.
who are of age still remember we are probably one of the last generations that have actually seen and held and used a corded telephone or watched an
What is
actual
that?
television, a
I was
television
born
that
in
is that
84.
with the actual tube, an actual television. We're the
You-
last generation of a VCR. We're the last generation of maybe the DVD or the cassette tape or the VHS.
I want to let Will go and then I'll go. Go ahead. Will.
You mentioned church earlier in the 90s and everything, and yes, I was a believer of it, and and I felt that at the time it was wholesome. But nowadays the church is just it's just become full of buffoonery. And if you're married, you literally have to worry about a pastor that's wanting to anoint her with this holy water.
Okay, what kind of buffoonery goes on in the church exactly? Be more specific, Will. You just said.
Wait. I can help you. I can help you.
Please
Just
help
one
me out,
second.
my sister.
I'm going to help you. And the reason I'm not attacking Christianity because I love Christianity and I want to see Christianity respected again, make Christianity great again. But I want to say something to one of the chats that I just couldn't let it go. Lovo, I'm sorry, I can't say your name, but he says Islam is an Arab religion. If that's the case, then so is Christianity. Christianity doesn't come from the hills of Europe or Asia. It comes
The
from the
largest
Middle East.
Muslim,
So,
or the largest
I mean-
Islam population is in Indonesia or whatever.
Well, that's true. That's another misconception to say that the largest countries or the majority of Arabs are Muslim. I mean, not the majority. I'm sorry, the majority are. But the argument that they're having there is that every Arab is Muslim, and it's like Christianity also began in the Middle East. What, you think they were speaking English when Jesus was here? Jesus wasn't speaking English. He wasn't speaking any Eastern European language. He was speaking Hebrew, which is obviously in the Middle East as well. So, I mean, for that argument, that doesn't make any sense, sir. Try again. But, and as for you said hustler, you said that what's going on, the buffoonery in the church. The
Yep.
church recently, I don't know if you've seen it, but I'll tell you what I've seen. Recently, I've driven past our neighborhood church here. It's a big one, big, huge church. And they have the rainbow flag flying high outside of the church. They have gay pastors.
What?
They are marrying gay couples inside of the church. They're having single mothers sitting in the front. And the churches are only filled with women and children now. There's barely any men. There's a lot of buffoonery going on in the church, if you haven't noticed.
Hey. Okay, now the part about the single is more women in church. Now that aspect I did notice because I went to church this Sunday. I noticed it's a lot more women than I am seeing men. The only men I see are the deacons and the people that usher you in. That's it. Even those are mostly women. So I am noticing that, but I didn't think much of it because I was always told, go to church to meet a good woman. Go to church, meet a Christian woman. The women at church will not do you well. I'm not gonna say they won't do you dirty, but it's the lesser of the evils out there. Meet a woman at church, not at the clubs, not at the bars, not at the gentleman's club, not on the streets, or at, go to church. That's the safest place to go. Now, is it a safe place to go? Maybe, but it's not the most convenient place to go to meet someone. That's just my take on that. Meeting somebody at church, but that's what I was told. I never did believe everybody that go to church is Christian or righteous in any way. So I'm not gonna sit up and say you lying.
No. It's not even about that. Hustle. It's not even about that. They're marrying gay people inside of the church, sir. Please hear me. Marrying gay people in the church.
Okay,
with the Bible open.
What the hell?
Okay,
we're supposed to be against this nonsense.
Yes.
I don't judge anybody for liking. I don't judge anybody for liking what they like. You like the same gender, whatever. I don't judge. But as a Christian myself, I'm not signing on for that. I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to go, woo, yeah, hooty hoo, yes, do this. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not supporting that. No, I just can't. So I find that hard to believe. I thought people get this stuff on the low.
Flying rainbow flags outside of the church to let the gays know we are accepting. We believe Jesus said love everybody. No. There's a verse specific in the Bible that says this is an abomination. So how can you marry these people in the church? Now, this is why I said I want Christianity to be great again. I want the church to be respected. I want people to fear again. They don't. Now people are just like, the church. You see how many people mock Jesus? And it's like, it's an abomination. How many people mock the holy name of Jesus? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And a lot of people don't know that Muslims love Jesus. Jesus for us is a prophet for us as well. So it's, anyway.
I don't think they understand the difference between because I think it's different because I think in the Quran like Muhammad's a messenger, right? It was clear that he was a messenger. He never stated he was from a descendant or whatever. But when we talk about Christianity, when we talk about Jesus, what they put on him than any other person is not the message. They put him as the embodiment of God that created the universe and everything else. Yeah. They put too much emphasis on an actual man who was a messenger, lived, breathed, and died like any other man, and then they take it further to say, he's the first zombie, Resident Evil, that came back 3 days later and was able to destroy things. So even back then, we have taking a person and then making them something way more than they are, rather than just receiving the message. Like
comparing Jesus to a horror movie trope, that's just ridiculous.
It's human nature, Black Dragon. It's human nature to, in a way to respect Jesus, people turned him into a god, and to respect him, basically, to show respect. And it's like, you can show respect without making him pair on pair with the actual God that he was praying to. He was praying to God. He can't be God if he was praying to God. That doesn't make sense. So, but yeah, anyway,
they ignore that part. They ignore that part. They believe that like God, which is the Heavenly Father, Jesus, which is the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and like it's some tri-unity of something like that. They believe in that like there's a connection, and in every other religion, it seems like they distinct a God entity as the entity of a creator from men and women and animals and things like that. There's this disconnect that every religion understands, except when we come to Christianity. Then it's, oh no, God, the actual thing, he was walking around here. He was, over there. He was over there. He was over here. And it's
people. And then you saw what the I can't say his name, but you saw I highlighted his comment. He said he was the son of God, not God, and it's like, well, says some people also say that Jesus is Lord, Jesus is God, and they always say like Jesus God. What is it? The Trinity? They say Jesus God and
the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit,
all one thing, and there's no separate. And that's another thing. So I mean, it all started with Constantine. If you guys know who Constantine is, the back Roman. Look up Constantine. He's the one who changed Christianity to what it is today. Because before, the first Christians did not believe any of this. They never believed that Jesus was a god. They said Jesus was the Messiah. He was a messenger, and he was great at his message. He did the best. He was one of the best humans to ever walk, if not the best. So that's how original Christians saw him. But now, you see, it's been turned into, he's God and everything. And I know this guy is saying, no, he's just a son. But that would make everybody the son of God. Everybody is a son and daughter of God as well. Adam was God's first son,
They were
isn't
all
it?
God's children.
Adam, so that means Adam is Jesus' brother, I guess, or how does that work?
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I would think that
God's
someone who's
children.
I would just think that someone who is that powerful couldn't be killed.
The last time I heard a
We don't
modern
believe he was
woman,
killed, but that's all right.
But
the
you know
last
what I
time
mean?
heard a
You get
modern
the point.
woman. Oh,
Yeah, I get it.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I
I'm
was going to
finished.
say the last time I heard a modern woman call out to God was when she was on her back.
Do you know what? See, all right, guys. It's been a
What?
great stream. It's been a great stream. I have really had a great time. You know, count on Will to always make something that is holy and pure into something so deviant and Will.
Man,
But anyway, guys, the whole
that's almost every porn movie.
Go ahead.
I said that's
What'd
almost
you say?
every porn movie they doing that.
See, I don't want this kind of conversation on this show. Come on, this is bad. You can't go from talking about God to talking about stuff like that. We need our minds.
Blame
We have to
all the
respect
It was an
Christianity.
ungodly transition to
No.
we're trying to
respect
split.
Christianity.
Can I ask a question? Into Black Dragon, I was hitting the stream and I got off, but I heard you say something about the green inferno. Why you mention that? For example, what context was that?
So she was saying girls trip. So what if the girls didn't? Would you feel comfortable if the girls went somewhere that isn't known as a sex tourism place? And I'm like, where would they? So it's like I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that because they can mess around and end up in the green inferno. So that's why I said.
Okay.
So that was a
cannibalism and all that. Okay.
So she said, wait a minute, what do you mean? And I'm like, and then that's when she looked it up, and I'm like, yeah, a bad girl's trip. That's what.
I should have. That's almost like Hostel.
You a horror movie watcher?
Yeah. This is kind of. So this is my podcast room, and everything is dedicated to mostly horror.
So how about stopping at the Hostel, the Hostel movie?
Yeah, the old school one, the first one.
Yeah,
the first one. Yeah,
in the 90s, right? In the 90s.
Yeah. I saw the first one, the second one. I didn't see the third one yet though. But yeah, but first of those two, those were kind of those kind of things can kind of get under my skin. But what happens lately is there's too much CGI, right? That's just what happens. It's all fake now. So this dude, James Wan, who did The Conjuring, who does Annabelle, who does all these really messed up horror movies, he really knows how to get under my skin. So I kind of like his movies, like James Wan films.
I will say this: when I saw the Obsidian Ali's document on the Passport 304s, it definitely did look like a horror flick.
Oh, really? How?
Yeah.
Attack of the 304s? 304s on the rise? Rise of the Living 304s?
I recommend you tune into his channel and find it. You'll see.
I'm pretty sure. But they go there, they have a good time, they do what they want to do, and then they come back, and it's all and we're all supposed to think it's good, but hey,
Well,
I see
will
this.
say this. They do
ahead.
put the whore in horrible.
Guys, Joshua, I guess his name is. He says, "Before Abraham, I was, and I and the Father are one. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father." Yes, and there's also the verse that says, "Why do you say that I am good?" Some woman grabbed his robe and said, "You are good. You're so good." And he said, "Why do you say I'm good? Only the Father is good." So, if only the Father is good, then how are him and the Father the same thing? How is he? And that's why I said it. Just there's many verses. If you read the Bible, I've read the Bible.
I'm very impressed.
Tirelessly, but I've read the Bible. So I mean, it's just certain verses seem like it's going towards that thing where they're the same, but then other verses are clearly marked as only the Father is good. I am nothing without.
In that context, for the understanding I got regarding that, it's just the same way of saying that just because he said we are one, don't mean they one as one.
The same person, the same, right?
When a couple get married, the man and woman, they become one. So is that using that type of reasoning?
That's what I was thinking as well. As just as a messenger, like I said, he's a messenger and he did the best job. That's what I'm saying. We should honor that. But to try to make him into a god is too much. But anyway, guys, Thank you guys for joining me. I don't want to go into the whole religion conversation because we're going to be here forever. But thank you guys for joining me today. It has been great. I will see you guys on the next one.
What's the next week topic?
Next week, I don't know. I was going to talk about hygiene. I was going to talk about hygiene, but
hygiene.
Yeah, I was going to talk about hygiene. I don't
know. We know to wash up every damn day, even if we don't go out the house. I do it all the time. I take a shower even if I don't leave the house.
No, I think they're gonna apply to Arthur Will because I think he stink. I got you.
Don't be like B. Simone. Don't be like B. Simone talking about she wash up every other day. I'm like, are you serious?
Wow.
Hey, didn't Kevin Samuel say to like use your longest finger to? Anyways, yeah.
Okay.
Your longest finger to what?
That's a not. No, stop. Don't ask him.
I want to hear this. Come on, my girl. I want to hear this. We'll keep it as PG as possible or E-rated, whatever you do. My first time, this is my second time on your panel, so I don't know.
No. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry, I'm sending.
Hey, H&M, it's good seeing you again.
Thank you, Arthur Will.
Good night, guys.
Take care.
Goodbye. Thank you guys for joining me today. It has been great. I was thinking that we'll do the next show about hygiene. I'm not sure. I mean, it might be a controversial topic, but here we are. But yeah, let me know. You guys can also email me your suggestions to lionessexiled@gmail.com. Again, that is lioness, like lion, but the female version. Exiled. Juju, if you scratch me again, te tiro por la ventana. lionessexiled@gmail.com. lionessexiled@gmail.com. I can't wait to hear you guys' suggestions. I can't wait to see you guys next week. And I'm trying to think. You know what? Maybe we will do the show about hygiene. I can share with you guys Islamic hygiene ways, what we do. You want to go through the window? You want to go through the window to see if you fly? I was thinking about doing that. I can share our hygienic practices versus other people's hygienic practices because worldwide, of course, things are different, especially toilet habits. Okay, Americans, you guys have some toilet habits that a lot of us look at as not enough. Let's just say that it's not enough. A piece of tissue is not enough for us. We use water but what have you. So I was thinking about doing that. If there's anything else that comes up, then we'll just, save that topic for later, I guess. Yeah, I think that's enough. Well then, guys, thank you so much. Right, Layla, as I was thinking. So we'll see, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. And MS Best, he says, since more than one of her 9 lives is left, you can try. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, I want to see if this girl can fly. Oh, I want to share with you guys an oud. This is an oud. It's just one of the ones that I have, but this one is a unisex oud. Now, this oud is for men and women, like I said, but I use it. Now, this is Middle Eastern. This is Middle Eastern, sold from Middle East. We got it. My family brought it back for me. But in the Middle East, we tend to use oud instead of like regular perfumes or colognes because our bodies smell different. Like everybody has a natural smell. Well, Arabs, because of our diet, we smell different. We smell different from, like, let's say white people. White people have their own natural smell. People say they smell like dogs, but Arabs, we have our own too, just like Asians have a typical smell as well. So this oud, it's very good. It's unisex. Yeah, you guys look it up, and it's my suggestion for you guys. I love it. This is my favorite oud when it comes to Middle Eastern scents. So check it out. And yes, exactly, Layla. Oud is very strong. It's very strong, and it lasts a very long time. So this is why we use this. Normal colognes and perfumes are not enough for Arab diet. So because we like to smell strong, and we sweat a lot because it's hot. It's so hot in the Middle East. Juju! You guys might see some kitty violence today because she is pushing it. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me today. Yes, my eye is twitching. Thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate you guys joining me today and fighting with me because I see people having a fight in the chat. I don't mind it. I love it. We all have different views and we're here to share them. I'm respectful of you. As long as you're respectful of me as well, we're happy. Thank you guys for joining me, laughing with me, fighting with me, and hearing me out. Yes, kitty violence. So I will see you guys probably next week. I think with that, I'll yield my time. Have a good night, guys.